Hey everyone, good evening and welcome to Impossible Landscapes, our Delta Green playthrough here on the Lost Caravan. I am your handler, Doc Rimbo. I go by pronouns he, she, and they, and we are deep in it. Is this episode 4? I think that's right.
Yes, it is.
Forget.
I've been taking notes.
Okay, it feels like long. It feels like more than that, but episode 4 is cool. We are here with a group of agents from Delta Green who are investigating some missing patients from a psychiatric facility outside of Boston. But things get creepy, and we learn to deal with that. That's what goes on. So we have a full cast today. We have a full house of agents, and so we should take some time to go around and meet them. I don't have the Twitch view up, so I'm just going to be picking off of our video thing. So I am going to go to the first person directly below me, and that's Lonnie. Hi, Lonnie. Yeah, so surprised. It couldn't be you, but it was.
This is going to be so random because we are next to you.
I am all the way to the left top, and Doc is to the right of me, so all chaos.
You're topping Doc. Nice.
Yes. Introduce yourself, and tell us who your agent is, what their agent name is, and what is your agent's favorite musical artist? What music does your agent like to listen to when they're just decompressing from all the horrors?
Hey, Justin.
Oh.
Yes, Colin.
Can I modify this question slightly, just a little suggestion? Because I ask this question to a lot of people, and I have a little something, which is always.
How would you phrase it?
Only what do they tell people their favorite thing is, and what is actually their favorite?
Okay. What does your agent tell people their favorite music artist is? But what do they listen to when nobody else is around? What's actually their favorite?
Colin, I thought your amendment was going to be, what's your favorite band and why is it the B-52s? Hello, everyone. I am Lonnie, or Looney Shaz. Tonight, I will be playing Agent Mayday, who is actively just jumping into one of her agent's cars, who is just completely unawares of the situation and saying, "Follow that car." So this is gonna be a really fun start.
And she puts a CD into the CD player.
As far as
Jack.
Is it left? Oh my.
No,
starting off with that is a vibe for a car chase. Let's just say that. But that's a really great question. I feel like she probably would just try to say whatever somebody else is talking about, like try to relate to a song that she's like, "Oh, I've heard that song before. Yeah, really great." Like I've been following that band for a while.
What a sweet cinnamon roll.
I think she really has like those niche, like just random 90s and 2000s songs that are just living rent free in her head, but she won't admit it because she feels like those are like guilty pleasures to like them. Like how basic of her to like those.
Her favorite band is Now That's What I Call Music.
Be lucky it's not Kids
My
Bop.
favorite
okay?
band is Jock Jams, and I like all the jams that the Jocks jam. Yeah, sweet. All right, thank you, Lonnie. Terrific. I can't wait to jump right in with you and your low-speed car chase. Speaking of car chases, the person, the agent into whose car you are jumping is played by the next person who I will introduce right at this point right now, whose name is and will continue to be Turk. Hi, Turk. It's you.
It's me. I've been here the whole time. I am Turk, as was stated, or Turk accented if you're, feeling it tonight, though I warn you against doing so. It's dangerous. Seek medical professional guidance before you feel it. Anyway, I am playing
Never
Agent
held
Maltese.
me back before.
I would never.
Don't threaten me with a good time, Turk.
Turk, just power through. I find the best thing to do is just keep going.
Anyway, I'm playing Agent Maltese, and Agent Maltese's favorite artists that he probably tells people he listens to, just kind of going through probably like a lot of Jay-Z, like 2010s, early 2000s rap. Just something you listen to with the boys when you're all hanging out. That probably ventures a little bit into country music, a little bit, just drinking with your buddies kind of songs. But when he's just like chilling or trying to de-stress, because he does have a very stressful job, he probably just rocks up to like Mumford and Sons or Zach Brown Band or something.
Oh, what a basic. Love him. I was going to say, like, of all the agents, I would think that Maltese would be the least likely to lie about who he's listening to because he's so.
No,
pure.
he will go through and he will defend his listening to Miley Cyrus / Hannah Montana.
There we go.
Part of the USA is how they nearly won states. They played that every day.
All the way to states.
Oh, they used Steam in high school almost did, yeah. Yes, question.
Wow. Fantastic.
Do you think that Maltese has ever gone viral on Vine for a lip syncing, or would it have been Musical.ly at this point?
They did
for
a
lip
firefighter
syncing to Party in the USA.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, if it was earlier, like a Musical.ly or like a YouTube, like where he was filmed beyond his knowledge, but with TikTok and stuff, he'd absolutely just do it himself damn self.
Yeah,
that's like right the era for like "Call Me Maybe" lip syncs, isn't it?
Oh my god, you do the whole fire department.
The Maltese would so be into Carly Rae Jepsen.
The boys, boys doing some Carly Rae Jepsen.
The boys and Carly Rae
gosh.
Jepsen, the queen of the universe, the next best thing to Jesus Christ.
Okay, Liv, you're next. Good thing you're next to my order because you have an energy tonight.
You top Jesus Christ.
Liv, save me.
I do apologize. I'm so sorry. I had a good day at work today, which means that when I come in, I have to be extra, like just a little stinker, and that's the energy we're bringing today, baby. Anyway, hi. My name is Liv. You can also call me Little Stinker.
And I will.
Are she, they. And I will be playing Margin, who would not define herself as a little stinker, so I have to get in character. But I think Margin, if you asked her who she listened to, she would tell you like Lauryn Hill, Erykah Badu, just some good, like, in my mind and my spirit. But in reality, when she's working, she really likes NWA. And is really into this like Cash Money that the kids are listening to. Lil Wayne's got some hits.
Lil Wayne, so
I love it. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
Lil Wayne. Oh.
Picturing her writing children's novels to fuck the police is just so delightful to me.
It's pretty good. And it's so fun to like hear you think about that because it's going through my mind. Just like Margin's like, this is 2015, but Margin's like in her, how old is she? She's in her 40s?
Late 40s, yeah.
Late 40s, right? So you have to factor that in too, but I like your answer.
It's very much her, like I said, like her tunnel thinking. Like, I don't really think she's really focusing on the lyrics or the words, but she has to have something on in the background to focus her in on. It's kind of like part of the reason why I like K-pop so much is it helps me think.
And as she waved goodbye to her friends, oh Millie.
I'd like to unpack this more, but we should save it for the Impossible Landscape, our after show review show that we'll start doing.
I love an after show.
Agents. Me too. Well, we should do one sometime. Colin.
Yeah. What's up?
Hey, tell us about your agent. Does Magnolia like a specific artist? This is the one I'm most curious about.
Yeah. I think his taste in music is so he knows where he comes from, even if none of you do. And he knows what he's like supposed to say, right? So like if people talk about music, he'll be like, oh, Waylon Jennings or Willie Nelson, or like outlaw country, Johnny Cash or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
What he actually likes, and this is something I suspect that he has in common with Maltese, but will never come up. Well, maybe it will. Who knows? But that they've never talked about because he's just weird like that, and they don't talk about personal things. But being that Maltese is from New Jersey, it is legally required that Maltese is into Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, naturally.
Gotta dig on the boss.
Oh, yeah.
And you gotta dig the boss. And I think Magnolia actually fucking loves Bruce Springsteen. and has actually seen Springsteen live in the time that he's been home. He like takes a pilgrimage.
I wonder
Super
if,
into the E Street Band.
I want, like in my head canon, and you are, of course, you can veto this, but in my head canon, like he was on a tour of duty somewhere in the army, and one of his like squad mates got him like into Bruce Springsteen. And this,
I
like,
love that idea
because he grew up in the South, you know, and stuff like that. And then he found Bruce.
He was just like, "This is the way. This whole time I've been missing this." And I also, where I thought you were going with that, and I'm going to add it to my headcanon now, is that Bruce, because I know Bruce Springsteen does this. Bruce Springsteen was at like a USO show.
Yeah,
a USO show with Bruce Springsteen. And now it's like
crowd of soldiers, and they're loving it. And then we get a close up of Maltese standing there.
It's like, I'm enjoying this.
Yes. Please put on the glasses again,
good
and
music.
there you go. Become Maltese. Yep. But first, we have to say hi to Cyberella. Hi, Cyberella.
Hello.
Hello. You have
I'm
a tricky one too. You have a tricky question.
Oh, with the
Is she
music?
old? Yeah, she
is old. I do have an answer for that though. But I'm Cyberella Draws. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm playing Agent Maple. This is a very young woman, clearly. Not a woman in her 80s at all. But, well, no, she is. Where we left off with her is that she's with the head nurse, who's just a little creepy, just a skosh creepiness, just a little. But as for what music that she would admit to liking, is she would admit to liking the classics like Nina Simone and Patti LaBelle, you know, Nat King Cole, etc. What she won't tell you is that she went to watch Mamma Mia for a reason.
She loves ABBA.
The woman's an ABBA fan. She's a dancer.
Yo, ABBA rules.
all-
I'll defend ABBA all day long.
Listen, in the light of God, we're all ABBA fans. I stand about that.
We may say we're not, but we definitely are.
I probably say I'm ABBA. I'm so sorry, and I promise not to be a little stinker this entire time. But I really wanted my heart at some point that a young Maple, did party with a young Patti LuPone. Oh, I feel like just two mean broads. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure at some point she met a bunch of people.
Well, we know what she did in the 70s. So she
doesn't remember what she did in the 70s.
I would love a canonical list of famous people that Maple has met over her.
I will make a list.
Oh, that's what I love. Great.
I will make a list. I'll put that down.
Speaking of lists, here's a list of our sponsors for tonight's show. One of which being Epidemic Sound, who does the in-game music. No Bruce Springsteen, we can't afford that, but we've got some great royalty-free stuff. You can get it too by subscribing to Epidemic Sound, and you can go check them out. And I use them all the time. It's a great resource, and also sound effects. So we'll do that too. Also, big thanks to Lost Caravan for hosting We Love Being Here, and this is my favorite night of the week. So we are gonna get going pretty quick. Hey, all you people! One last thing is that this is a horror game, and if we do things well, we're going to have some sort of unsettling content. So maybe that's not your thing. If that's the case, feel free to take a break. All of my cast use safety tools. We use XNO cards. We use lines and veils, things to make sure that we're all, dealing with content that we are comfortable with. So as an advice to you, which is a sentence, as an advice to you, tonight we are certain that tonight's episode is going to contain psychiatric facilities, medical care, insanity and insanity mechanics. And as the season goes on, we'll have surreal horror and maybe body horror and all sorts of weird violence, death, all sorts of things like that. So just keep that in mind as you are discerning. Use your discretion. And with that in mind, let us get going.
Follow that car.
Well, last
after them, boys.
Yeah, see, last week, M-Cell, most of them, came to the Dorchester House Psychiatric Facility in Dorchester, Massachusetts, in the neighborhood of Clam Point, a building that used to be a school a long time ago, but now is a psychiatric hospital that specializes in people with PTSD and related traumas. And so they were brought there because there was a report of 3 missing agents, but most importantly, one of the missing agents, a Delta Green agent, left writing on the wall of their room, naming Abigail Wright, who was the subject of an M-Cell investigation in 1995. The group met some staff people, a few nurses and orderlies, and had a meeting with the administrator of the facility, Dr. Richard F. Dallin, up in his office. And everyone they talked to gave them the same sort of story, which was that these patients were locked into their rooms under sedation. This was the high security floor of the Dorchester House. They were locked into their rooms in restraints and sedated at 6:30 p.m. And 2 hours later, when they were supposed to be taken out, they were gone. 3 of them. Doors were still locked, etc., etc. So they questioned some staff folks. They also got to spend some time with a few of the patients, one of them being Ed Myler Wist. Ed Wist stuck out in Agent Margin's memory because he was at the center of a news story about 5 years ago in which on his 16th birthday, on his 60th, thank you, note taken. On his 16th birthday, he murdered his sister and his parents with a shotgun. And Maple had a little bit of a close encounter with head nurse Esther Samagina. She was asking Maple some questions that were just a little bit invasive. A little bit creepy and weird, and just other things, little kind of off things here and there. You met Timothy Bale, one of the patients at the facility, who was very different from Ed. Ed was very forward and asked a lot of personal questions and would write things down in a little notebook he had, was very loud and abrasive. And then you had Timothy Bale, who was very reclusive and turned in on himself. And then you finally got to sit down and talk with Richard Bryce, the orderly, who was in charge of those patients and was the first to discover them missing. He gave you the same information that you'd gotten from everybody else, but he was also obviously getting agitated. It was his time to leave. His shift was over. And finally he left, but Agent Mayday decided that he needed to be followed. And so she saw him. One of the reasons that she decided he needed to be followed was he was on his way out carrying this big gym bag. He's a muscular guy. He obviously works out in some fashion, but he was carrying this big gym bag, and she thought that she caught him talking to the bag just before leaving. And so she followed him down to the street level, watched him say something else to the bag, and then put it in the trunk of his car, and then drive out, just as the security gate was opening and Agent Maltese was pulling in. And so Agent Mayday ran up to Agent Maltese's truck and got to do the thing we always dream of, which is to say, follow that car. So I got to do my overwrought spoken intro. Here we go. Deception is a right. Truth is a privilege. Innocence is a luxury. Knowledge is death. Born of the U.S. government's 1928 raid on the degenerate coastal town of Innsmouth, Massachusetts, the covert agency known as Delta Green opposes the forces of darkness with honor but without glory. Are you being followed? The choices that you've made in the past dog your steps. Do they cling to you like fallout from a radioactive event? Delta Green agents learn early in their career to cope with the decisions that they have to make, some of them through therapy, some with harder substances. A famous American playwright said, "The past is never dead. It's not even past." So yes, the past follows us, but we're going to return the favor. We're going to follow that past and see where it leads. It is September 2nd, 2015, 3:37 p.m. We are in the passenger seat of a Chevy Silverado. pulling up to a security booth outside the Dorchester house, along with Agent Maltese. Turk.
Yeah.
Agent Maltese pulls up to this sort of security little house outside of the Dorchester. There's one guy in there, and you roll down your window, and he looks at you and says, yeah, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm coming to pick up my friends. Is that all right if I just pull in through? We had some folks come through here. You saw me before, right?
Oh, you're with the state police.
Yeah.
Sorry. When someone pulls up and says they're here to pick up their friends, you know, that's what I mean.
Yeah, you know which ones you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, you got some ID on you?
Oh,
Can
of
I
course.
see your badge?
Yeah. Officer Pete Preston.
Oh, there we go. Pete Preston. There it is. All right. Yeah, you can head on in, park wherever. They'll buzz you in.
Oh, great.
And he opens the gate. It slides open, and just as it does, you see a car go past you and leave. I'm not sure if I said what it was last time. I believe it is a Kia Sorento. And this car with a very large man behind the wheel pulls out, and like across the parking lot, you see Agent Mayday trotting in your direction with some heat in her step.
Well, I'm not going to be rude about it. I'll go drive up a little bit and meet her.
Great, because she's already running toward. As soon as she realizes, like, she clocks him leaving, clocks you coming in, and is just booking it towards your car. So that makes her walk a little bit her run a little bit shorter. And she's already pulling at the handle for your door.
Yeah.
Give me a second, because you can't pull. You have to let me hit the unlock button. Yeah, there you go. No. Stop. Now in. What? You gotta get in the car? What's...
You gotta follow that car. She literally just says, you got to follow that car. And it like all of a sudden just starts like focusing as if like she thinks that this is literally one of those scenes where there's going to be like music in the background. And like he's going to follow her orders of like right away and just be like intently waiting. And you're not going.
Yeah? Why?
Can I explain on the way?
What about everyone else? Are they coming too?
They're all fine. They all have things that they're talking about, but that guy's getting away, and he has something that we might need.
All right.
Gate's still open.
Yeah, I'm driving out. I wave at the guy.
He waves. He looks confused, but he waves.
I look confused too, and just kind
and
of
for the chase music, Agent Maltese turns up the radio, and it's Party in the USA.
Of course, it's Party in the USA. I blasted, as it should be.
God, I wish we could afford that.
And so I'm going to ask here is, obviously Mayday is going to explain what's going on, but here at the start, he is 2 blocks away. He's about to turn off of a T intersection. So you're about to lose sight of him. Are you going to be keeping a distance? How is Maltese going to handle this driving?
See, Mayday looks very intense. So I don't know if that.
I think the plan is to drive casual but remain in eyesight. You know.
Okay.
You don't have one of those blinkers on one of those,
Yeah, this isn't a registered vehicle with the fire department.
You can get one of those little blue lights to put.
I would have been halfway through. I would already been in New York if I had one of those things on. I would have been stuck on the Merritt.
Well,
how nice that would be. They don't just give those away. Now let me drive.
So you're not necessarily trying to hide.
I'm going casual.
You're going to tail him, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, drive casual. I'll let you make a choice here. You get to that intersection, and you see that he is gaining distance. He is getting further away from you in his Kia Sorento. Do you want to make me a drive check or a stealth check here?
I'll make you a drive check.
Okay.
Because I'm a lot more drivey than stealthy.
All right.
Oh my god. 86 out of 70.
An 86?
You go to pull out, and your Chevy goes, go.
Oh, sorry, baby. I drove it too hard.
Hate to see it. Hate to see it.
With an 86, which is by our house rule, the worst thing that could happen, your car dies. Not only does it die, it dies in the middle of an intersection.
Don't do this to me today. Come on. I just try to hit it really hard. Come on.
Roll me a luck check. Let's see if it was a fluke.
Okay. 31 out of 50.
Okay, it starts this time. It starts.
Okay.
You get back in, you sort of pick up the pace a little bit. By the time you catch up to the place where you last saw orderly Richard Bryce turn away, you think you can make him out, but he's really far. You're going to have to make me another drive check to try and catch up with him, I think.
Okay. Come on, Miley, power me through this.
Party in the U.
I thought that was your car's name for a second. I forgot that you were talking about Miley Cyrus.
52 out of 70.
Okay. You gain ground just in time to see Richard Bryce going through a yellow light and it turning red before you can get there. What do you do?
You wish you had the woo-woo light now.
Yeah, but like that's just a stale yellow. I'm gonna go for it.
All right.
Oh, shit.
Excellent. So you go through this light. I would like Mayday to make me an alertness check.
Okay.
Oh no.
I feel like I was bad at this last time, so let's hope that it gets better.
Can we just talk about how we've literally killed
How
people?
about this?
On
I'm
the
gonna
show.
have an alertness check, but it's going to be at a +10 because she's pretty amped up, right?
Okay.
She's like already like
Okay.
highly alert. So it's a +10 to your roll. You have to roll under.
Exactly. Beats it.
That's right on the money. That is a success. That is a success. So you are alert enough to see the cop car posted at the intersection as you blow through the red light and see them turn on their lights and pull out behind you.
You got to say we're going to a fire. You got to say we're going to a fire, and we got to get going. You're needed.
Oh, but we're not gonna let him pull me over. We gotta spend the whole time while he goes and struts his fucking dick up onto the window.
Maltese,
It's a
what do
really
you do?
great time for you to have your flasher light.
If they gave me a flashing light, I would take a flashing light. You know what? You know what I ride in when I go to the fires? A fire truck. Not some
Get to the
dickwad
station,
cop who
though.
wants to get to work slightly faster. I don't need a woo-woo light to tell me how to do my job.
You got to get to the firehouse to get in your fancy car that has the woo light. So sometimes you got to have.
woo-woo light as a firefighter. And
Yeah, but you're taking so long that at this point, like you hear the cop get on their speaker. They're like,
oh,
pull over, please.
where's my microphone?
Please pull over to the right side of the road, please.
Where's this car?
You're asking of the car that you're tailing?
Yeah, where's this Kia?
By this point, it is a quarter mile ahead of you.
Can't make the evening news. Can't make the evening news. All right, yeah, no, pulling over.
You pull over to the side of the road, and the police car pulls up behind you, and you see a middle-aged police officer slowly take his time getting out of his vehicle. And
As he's doing that,
marking your calendar.
I want to remind Maltese that the IDs that what was his name?
Exeter, Agent
Exeter.
Exeter.
The IDs that Exeter gave us, he explicitly told us that under scrutiny they could they would probably be noticed as fakes. So
Yeah, well,
we'll
I'm
have
not
to-
exactly licensed to the car under my fake ID here, so we'll go with the fire thing.
And I want to remind you that you also have a silencer on you.
Well,
Yeah,
and a
briefcase.
gun.
Is that, is
but
that
it's
where
a
we're going already?
I don't know.
Hint, hint.
I'm laying out all the options.
And as Maltese turns Miley Cyrus down,
That's true.
the
And it's
the
not a
cop-
party in the USA right now.
It is not a party in the USA or anywhere. As he strolls up to the side and says nothing at first, he does that uncomfortable silence, and then he says, "License and registration, please."
Yeah, if we could just make this really quick, I'm responding to an emergency
Oh,
call.
there, buddy. Got someplace to be? Something important?
Yeah, no, there's like a fire, but feel free. I'm sure my department's gonna really love the fact that you're holding me up here.
Just because we say "where's the fire" doesn't mean that you have to lie about there being a fire.
I'm still in my work clothes because I was
Okay.
responding to a call, so I'm like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is the first time he's looked at you.
you it's a little out of season for my Halloween costume, don't you think?
He looks you up and down. He says, "Let's say FDNY on it."
Yeah, I'm up here, and while I'm up here, I agreed to sign on with the local letters.
Huh. Which firehouse? You can make
Which
a roll
one?
here if you want to make something up.
I
You can
mean,
roll. Yeah.
I mean,
Bureaucracy or intelligence times 5 would maybe help you figure out what would be a local fire department that you could name here.
let me throw an intelligence out there. I'm not the smartest cookie, but 13 out of 45 ain't a bad roll. So,
Hey, buddy.
You're not the
Yeah.
smartest cookie, but you're a tasty one.
Brighton, I know for a fact, Brighton Ladder 11.
He says, "Rotten 11. Whew. All right. Yeah. You should get one of those woo-woo lights for the top of your car."
Well, if they would distribute it to me, I absolutely would get one. Don't worry, officer. Don't you worry. Even though I'm taking your accent here for a second, but right now, I'm sorry I blew past the red. I understand, but if we could get going, we really, I'm, they don't call me unless something's wrong. I'm RIC, okay?
I see. He thinks for a moment just to make the tension worse.
Mm,
And he goes, "All right, just stay safe out there." And
you do
all
too.
that. And he sort of looks in towards you, he says, "Ma'am," and he turns around and goes back to his car. And by this point, Bryce is out of sight.
I'm just gonna begin driving away before he's even back or offering anything. I'm gonna try and merge in, and has Mayday been able to keep track of where he's gone, or is it just forward? And
He's out of sight. He is.
I couldn't see where he turned last, at least, just so we could start trying to.
You could, but even if you go up there, it's too much time has passed. So the two of you are left sort of there, having
Off
to
the
catch one
highway.
another up.
She kind of slams her hand on her suitcase or on her briefcase. I don't know what or who he's trying to take out of that facility, but I don't think you're supposed to take things out of a psychiatric facility. He seems sketchy. He was talking to it.
he was taking someone out in a bag.
I caught him at the end of his shift, and he was saying he had to go to the gym and he didn't want to talk to me. And I reminded him that under his jurisdiction, there were 3 people that went missing, and he was the last person that was there. So he was so kind as to talk to us. But he was really shady about this bag that he had. And I swear he talked to it. I swear he said when he put it in the trunk of his car, "I'm going to get you out of here." You think I'm not going to pursue that?
Well, you just got my fucking license pinged, so that's nice.
Your license.
My plates. They're gonna probably run it at some point. I was probably lazy enough for something. Either way.
Next time we get into a full-out chase, we'll just use my rental car.
No, that's no good. Anyway, just let me. Who made these fucking roads? I'll get us back to the psych ward, and maybe someone else figures something out, or maybe they can figure out what he took.
So you turn the car around. You head back toward the Dorchester house. Meanwhile, inside, the other 3 members of M-Cell are up on the 3rd floor. Really, you can correct me if I'm off base here. I believe last we left them, Magnolia was talking to John Paylott. I think Margin had just come upon that exchange, and Margin had this moment of realization in which she recognized him. Where's Maple, by the way? What's Maple up to?
Hi, Maple was in Lila's room collecting evidence.
Oh, right.
So,
Mm-hmm. So
she's
you could
up
be
to.
making your way over there as well. But I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah, she wouldn't spend too long in that room because she just needed to. She collected some of the papers from the room, a sample of the blood off the wall, assuming it is blood, and took a picture of it so she can for handwriting.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what she did.
Sweet. So she's been collecting those things. You've got them all in some sort of evidence bag that you likely had with you. And you make your way outside. You see Margin head down the hall of the 3rd floor that is the men's side. And you follow, and then we have this scene of Magnolia and John, and then maybe 15 feet away is Margin, and then Maple comes around the corner in a little line. What are John and Magnolia talking about?
Well, remind me what the last thing we were talking about was. He was telling me that he believes we're in hell, I believe.
Yeah, he said he asked you some questions. He wanted to know if you were able to bring weapons inside, and because death was the only escape, as this world that they were in is not real, and that he's really in hell. And that he had been in and out of psychiatric facilities for the past 20 years or so. The first time being in 1995, but he can't remember how long he's been here. But the fact that he's on the 3rd floor is not a good sign.
I am going to try something truly fucking wild that I can't believe I haven't thought of before, but this is actually the perfect place to try it.
Bring it. I love it.
He's going to narrow his eyes a bit at this guy. And, well, okay, Margin's with me. I guess what I want to know is, does Margin make anything that is clockable that you recognize this dude?
What do you think, Liv?
Honestly, I feel like that moment of recognition is too strong. Like, logically, I feel like she would react first and then think to maybe
How about a human int from Magnolia to see if he can read her tension?
Very good. That was not very good. That was a 79. That was shit.
Yes, that was not great. So Magnolia doesn't read this necessarily, but Margin does stop a good distance away. So that's something.
I don't think he knows what it means, but he's gonna definitely do something he's never done before, and he's gonna just kind of narrow his eyes at John. And he says, John?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of Delta Green?
I heard, is that, what is that?
Never mind.
Okay. So I'm sorry.
If you don't know, you don't know.
Yeah. And he sort of wanders back inside his room. Nurse Samagina also rounds the corner and sees the 3 of you and says, "Oh, it appears we've lost one. Where is what was her name?
The deputy.
Morris. Yeah, Deputy Morris, right?
Oh, she had it outside for a minute. She had to make a call.
I see. Well, if you'd like, we could go and talk to the people in the security room with the security cameras, or I could take you down to another floor. We are a little, and she looks at her watch, says, we're a little limited on time, just because we were going to have dinner at 6 o'clock, and that's only about 2 hours away. And usually after that, patients are in lockdown if they don't have something else going on. But that is the time when I'm going home, and so that would end my tour anyway.
Well, I think for today we should probably take a look at the last 2 rooms of the last 2 people missing,
Yes.
and the security footage.
Certainly. This is Lila's. You have seen. Just Lila's room was the one with the drawing. You've seen Lila's room, right?
Yeah.
And she says, "This is this over here," and she points to a room nearby. She says, "This was Thomas's room." And actually, just about a few doors down, a few rooms down, is the other room. This is me not remembering what their name is. Is Cal's room? Yes.
Cal.
All right.
Yeah, I suppose that's it. And you go and look in these rooms, and there's just nothing really remarkable about them. There's beds, blankets, and pillows, restraints attached to the underside of the beds for when they're needed, and nothing else. Like no slippers, no personal effects, no photos or personal items or anything like that.
Maltese, you're with me in here, right? Or not Maltese, sorry.
Maltese.
Nah, wrong one. So many M names, okay? This is the problem with
Right.
MSL. Magnolia. Magnolia's with me, right?
Yeah, I'll tag along. Sure.
All right. Kind of low. Speaking kind of low to you. Do me a favor. You got better eyes than me, sweetheart. Look around. There's no pinholes, right? For cameras.
Good question. Yeah, I'd probably check for that. So he,
It'd be a search roll, yeah.
yeah. I'm sure I can manage that.
If you don't mind, I'll do one too. But my eyesight's shit. So.
Hey,
That is a success for me. It's 16 under a 40. I gotta mark human.
Mine. I can see inside my own eyes.
nice. Yeah. Maple notices the walls. Maltese is not there. Magnolia. You look these rooms up and down, and no signs of any hidden cameras. No, there's no mirrors inside the room, so that's not an option. You don't see any spots for pinholes either on the walls or in the ceiling.
Yeah, he's like tapping on walls, listening for hollow spots or anything.
It does strike you that, this place obviously used to be a school. There's still tiled floors, tiled ceilings, but the walls seems like they've been redone to be sort of fire resistant. They're very sturdy and thick. It's not like it would be easy to plant a camera on these walls.
And he's very thorough. He gives like a full sweep of this room, like knocking on the walls, checking all the corners. And, this is something he'd be trained in doing. So after a good thorough search, he just turns back to Maple and says, near as I can tell, it's completely clean.
Damn. Kind of hoping for something.
Wasn't a bad idea.
Well, like I said, you'd be better at this than me. Like I said, my eyesight is just shot after all these years. Thanks,
I'm
sweetheart.
certainly better at this than you. Yeah.
That is true.
But no, sorry. Your instinct was good, but nothing.
All right, let's go look at that. What security footage there actually is, provided there is any.
Hold on, Maple. Can I talk to you real quick?
Sure, of course.
I saw. I did something I maybe shouldn't have done, but I thought it was worth trying. I asked a patient point blank if he'd heard of Delta Green. Now, I know you don't cherish your privacy quite so much, but I could tell Margin was upset by it. Here's what I'm thinking, though. These these patients here were former Delta Green agents. Who's to say they haven't been talking this entire time they've been in here?
Oh, I'm certain that a little bit of something here and there. Listen, I am a little bit more open about who I am and what's gone on in my life than maybe, say, you guys. But you're all new to this, alright? Now there's all these regulations and all these hush-hush procedures and such. During my time, there was nothing. We were basically everybody's open, dirty secret. Alright? Every agency more or less knew we existed, but no one talked about us, right? Nowadays, really difficult. Say, the NSA, I work for them still, right? Barely anybody knows we exist. Back in the day, everyone knew, and they just kind of looked the other way, right? What I'm getting at, though, is that in a situation here, alright, when your brain is broken, things get through the cracks, people are gonna talk. The chances are these agents spoke about something or other, but given the situation, given probably what they saw, no one's gonna take them seriously. So, what I mean to say is, you bringing Delta Green up to some rando here, chances are you did very little damage. Alright? So, I wouldn't worry about it. As for what's up with Margin, well, we all have our baggage. I don't know what hers is, but I wouldn't be too worried about it.
I hope I don't wish to be misunderstood, Agent Maple. I was not concerned about exposing Delta Green's secrets, as your instinct is the same as mine, that anything that is said by one of these people is not likely to be taken seriously. My concern is, had they told anyone anything who would be taken seriously, say an orderly or a doctor or someone with more credibility, in which case such person might have to be silenced. Just thinking long term.
Listen, I personally haven't really, I myself, of course, haven't really dealt with a lot of the wet work. I mean, I've done a bit of the cleanup from it, alright? I mean, I know many people who can take care of wet work. So, on that regard, I can help you out with that.
That won't be a problem, ma'am.
I mean more along the lines of, I don't know, you have to jump on putting a target on everybody's back who's potentially heard something. So, keep it. No. You are a supremely paranoid human being. I trust you to be able to pinpoint when somebody is actually a problem.
Yes, ma'am, I will. And gives a long stare at Maple.
She just stares on back.
And I think during that scene when Margin comes up as a topic of discussion, we get a nice little soft crossfade out to the hallway where Margin is just standing adjacent to Nurse Samagina, not really talking. They're not having a conversation, just waiting for the others. What's going through Margin's mind right now? Where's her head at?
Her head's in her memories. She's lost in her memories right now.
Yeah. I think a sanity roll is probably a good idea. Just because you recognize that person, and the coincidence of them being here is strange.
Very
and you can't place it, but there's something about Magnolia that reminds you of somebody you used to know.
Oh, boy, see. Really? Well, yeah, someone. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sanity. I'm putting
sanity rolls.
Sanity rolls. Oh, goodness. Ooh, that's a failure.
That's a.
That's why you're standing there so quietly, is that sort of sticks in your head, I think. And sometimes you can push these thoughts aside, these intrusive memories. But this one is stuck to you. And it's part of the reason you're not engaging with Nurse Samagina, but she seems fine to let you just sort of be there with your thoughts while you wait for them to stop looking through these rooms. Well, we should probably go check out the security cameras, yeah? Do you think that your coworkers are done? Detective Morris.
Huh?
not Mayday. No, Margin. Avon. Detective Agent. Avon.
Avon.
Deputy Avon. We should go and check out the security room, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
She smiles, a bright smile, and goes over to the room where you two are just finishing that conversation. She says, "Okay, I'm going. Security rooms on this floor. That's our next stop."
Sounds good. Lead
She leads
on.
you away. We
Nods,
could say
remembering he's
that.
trying to not talk.
Can I pick up what Margin's dropping? Laying down right there.
A human check if you want to like sort of see what's going on with her. Yeah, there's no. She
Never
seems
mind.
fine.
I'm so good at human, but not that good.
You don't know her well enough yet. You've only known her for about a day and a half. And so the three of you head down to this room in the center wing, the administrative wing of the third floor. And you go past Dr. Dallin's office, go down a little bit further, and there's these two rooms that are connected. She says, this here is the security room, and then the server room's down there. It's a clean server, so it's not connected to anything outside. But let's see. And she sort of like gives a gentle knock on the door and opens up, and there is a young orderly seated behind a desk. And on the desk in front of him, you've got sort of a 2-seat security station. It's got like more than a dozen screens connected to cameras up there. There is a computer console in front of him. And it looks like it's some sort of control board. It has a bunch of light ups, like switches and knobs, those sorts of things on it. And then there's also like a larger server. There, you know what I mean? There's like it's like a big hard drive of some kind. And this guy looks up at you. I'm going to put his picture in your journals and share it with you. And she says, this is Michael Devon. He is one of our orderlies. He's also in charge of security and all things related to that. Tech, computers. You could ask him any questions you have. These are the state police officers who are investigating the missing patients. She lowers her voice a little bit. And he says, oh, hi. Hi, welcome. Yeah, come on in, please. Sorry, we only got the 2 chairs, but I'm willing to answer any questions you might have about the system or the incident. Yeah, he sort of shrugs haphazardly.
Magnolia stands by the door and holds it open and gestures as if to say to Nurse Bad Mama Jamma, give us the room, please.
She goes outside. She doesn't have a problem with that. Says, I'll give you some privacy. I'll just be out in the hallway.
Shuts the door behind her.
Mm-hmm. He says, Michael. This is Michael Devon. There's a lot of Michaels, a lot of Richards, a lot of Michaels. We're in Boston. He says, okay, how can I help?
Well, you know what? No, you take lead. I'm supposed to be watching.
Oh my gosh, I forgot I wasn't muted. I'm sorry, my dog tried to do a thing, and I was telling her, no, don't do that.
This plays out perfectly. I'm supposed to be watching you guys anyways.
Yeah, that's true. I do think I'm gonna lean into it. I do think Margin would make a negative noise of like, and then kind of blink back into place and just, I'm sorry, what? What?
Oh, I was just. He's looking like, are you asking him? Are you asking me? He doesn't know what's going on.
He's asking about, do we have questions for him?
The security.
Yes.
Do you want me to take
cameras?
Do you want me to take point?
He does the cameras.
He does the cameras. You know what? It's just going to be easier if I just take care of it. Thank you.
Oh, that's right.
He raises his eyebrows. But what do you want to know?
Scrub through the camera footage myself.
I think what
Oh.
my colleague is saying is you're sitting in her seat.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. He
you.
stands up. He sort of steps aside. He says, "Yeah, it's all right. I'm already in the system.
Mhm.
So feel free to."
Yep. Thank you very much. And Margin's gonna like twist up all of her braids into like a big bundle on top. And I'm just going to comb through all this footage until I can find
Hyperfixation.
essentially what I'm looking for.
I guess I'm the one who'll be asking you the actual questions then, since my
He
colleague
stands
there
aside
is deep into
near
it.
you. Yeah, but while he's doing that, just for old time's sake, Liv, do you want to make me a computer check?
Yeah, no, sure, yeah.
This being the character who once jumped in a cab while shouting "computers" and then drove away.
Yeah, I got a 52.
52.
baby.
Excellent. That's
Oh damn,
success
she's
for
so
you.
good at computers. Holy shit!
Damn,
Mm-hmm.
better than me at
Mhm.
computers.
You're better with computers.
uh,
You're as good at computers as I am with guns. That's saying something.
Weird to actually roll for it though, but
So you
Yeah.
jump. Yeah, it is. You jump right into this computer. Not only does the computer have a connection to all of the cameras in the building, it also has a record of patient room doors opening and closing on it, and it is pretty standard, nothing super complicated here. So quickly you can sort of go through all this stuff and you start scrubbing. You go back to the day in question, and you start moving forward while Maple asks Michael some questions. And he says, did you want to know anything before? She seems like she knows what she's doing, but anything I can help with?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind, the personal touch here. Did you know these patients? You're an orderly here as well as the IT guy, as far as I've been made aware.
Yes. Yeah, I kind of have two jobs, I guess. Sometimes they sort of give you more responsibility and they pay you the same. Don't tell anyone I said that, but
Oh, don't worry, honey. I've been there.
okay. Anyways, yeah, I'm in charge of tech and the computer servers are in a connected room. Points over there, and we also control the fire systems from here. Patients, I met them a few times, but they're mostly sedated and restrained while they were here because of episodes of violent outbursts, things like that. So I didn't know them super well. I wouldn't say I was close friends with them or anything like that. I was on duty the night of the incident.
Just what I was about to ask, if you were on duty then. Were you helping Bryce out then with those checks? Because, it was made aware to me that you're supposed to be checking on those sedated patients when they're restrained, like every 15 minutes, and he
Yeah.
certainly didn't, so...
No, I was I was in here for most of the night. I didn't see anything strange. Of course, we don't have cameras inside the patients' rooms, just on the outside in the hallways. Didn't see anything. Doors didn't open or nothing. No sign on the system about doors opening or closing. And as he says that, Margin, you get the same information confirmed. So there's no signs in the records of patient room doors opening and closing at that time. He says, and then of course, to make things worse, there was the disk error, and it was a real pain in the butt. So pretty much everything that was, gosh, we lost a whole lot of data.
yeah, you did.
And you're looking through this. The night of the escape, air quotes, there was a disk error. And Margin, you would know just from your knowledge that this is a very common disk error. It's kind of like akin to your computer doing a restart just as you're about to play a game, a TTRPG online with your friends, and your computer decides now's the time for an update. Like it's like that, right? It happens.
Damn it.
But the thing is that you're digging a little bit deeper. You can kind of work around in some areas, and you discover that this disk error led to this cascade of glitches where
Dating failure.
any automatic backups of the files, which were a pretty consistent thing, anything between May 27th and the present is gone.
Now
We're
that's
talking
odd.
months of video footage that just because the arrow went boom, 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 and like affected one thing and that affected another thing. All those files are corrupted.
Now that's odd. That's weird.
What?
Did anything significant happen on May? What was the day again? May
27th was the day
May
that
27th. Did anything?
they.
Anybody get input or?
No, it's mostly me in here. I didn't see
What?
anything.
Do you guys
unusual.
have any sort of redundancy? Like a actual paper trail? Do you have a paper sign-in?
Paper sign in.
Well,
Patient
yeah. I
intake.
mean, Gail keeps a sign in at the front desk. You all remember this? You signed in. Gail keeps a visitor sign in at the desk, and Dr. Dallin has a list of all the patients.
Okay.
Good to know.
I need
But,
to back up just a moment. You said it's mostly just you in here. What do you mean mostly?
Well, sometimes I gotta go to the bathroom, and if I don't want to leave it unattended, someone else will come in. Sometimes I'm on vacation, but I haven't taken one of those in a long time.
Someone else, like Orderly
like
Bryce?
Nurse Samagina or Orderly Bryce. No, that guy. I mean, again, I don't want to speak ill of somebody else, but he's not great with computers. Sometimes Orderly Bryce, sometimes Ulrikia, Nurse Bors will come in. There's a few other nurses that orderlies I would trust with this, but I try to, keep a close watch on it, which makes the data corruption even worse. It sort of really grinds my gears.
Now, my partner over there at your computer understands perfectly well everything that's gone on here. I'm quite sure of it, but truth be told, with your friend, I do not. So I was hoping perhaps, could you just explain, like I'm 5, what happened here? And specifically what I'm concerned about is what exactly was lost?
Margin's gonna pipe up at this point and just. You ever play with dominoes as a kid?
Mhm.
No.
Okay.
Have
Well,
you
you
ever
know
seen
how
someone
dominoes.
do one of those domino things and they knock them
I
over?
understand how dominoes work, yes.
A
Okay.
Rube Goldberg machine, even. This will work in that regard.
No,
I have no
this
idea
is,
what
this is
that
a
is.
computer.
No, I meant. Never mind.
So essentially, what happened was a
So young and
domino.
precious.
A domino got hit. Domino got hit, and now we have a trail of dominoes all leading up to your grandmother's cabinet of precious china.
Right. And when the domino hit, this is the night of the escape when the glitch happened. Something with the dates or the data, it went back to May 27th and just wiped out all the stuff we have in storage.
It
So
sounds
not
like
only do we
you-
have footage of that night in question, but by the time we could get to the dominoes and stick our hand under a domino and say, no, domino, stop. By the time that happened,
It was all gone.
We'd already lost a bunch of stuff.
So, to keep very clear here, what was lost? When you say we lost a bunch of stuff, what was lost?
Anything that was saved between May 27th and, just after the patients disappeared.
So that means
Key
all
card.
security footage.
Security
Yeah.
footage, key card usages, the doors open and closing. Be probably your
No.
schedule, I assume.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't make that clear. Just the security footage.
Oh,
We've still got the key card data about which
I'll need
doors
that.
open and close. Okay,
that
yeah, I
seems
can
relevant.
get that for you. And we still have that. We still have all the fire systems are still online.
Maltese will be glad to hear that.
Who's Maltese?
None of your business.
Speaking of which, Mayday and Maltese, you finally make it back after you're running with the cops. And you pull up to the front door of the Dorchester. You get out, and Gail Houston is there. Nurse Gail is behind the desk. She says, "Hi, welcome back. You left in an awful hurry. Was wondering where you went to."
I forgot she was Minnesotan.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to take a phone call, and apparently
Looks like you got something extra when you went out, huh? Who's this? Who is this feller?
happened to reunite with our officer.
Hi, Officer Pete Preston. Lovely to make your acquaintance. I reached out to shake her hand.
Officer Preston, and she stands up and shakes your hand in a flirtatious way. She seems. I mean, come on, it's Maltese.
It's very nice to
He's a
meet you.
dish.
He's a dish.
Say, you wouldn't happen to have some employee files we could look through?
Wow. Okay. She puts her hands on her hips in a playful manner. She goes, "Moving kind of fast there. We need to have you sign in here, Officer Preston. And
I'm so
also
sorry.
any firearms you have on you, we're going to take into custody and put those into a secure lockbox, and you'll get them back when you leave."
Well, not these, hopefully.
She giggles.
Yeah, no, I'm all set there. But yeah, no. I'll give you an autograph. Why not?
Can I
And she
do
sort
one of
of
those?
slides this paper forward.
Oh my God,
Can I do
love
one of those
Maltese
things
women.
while they're doing all this?
Well, he's
I've already
beguiling
signed in.
her.
Can I just kind of point like I'm gonna go this way and just kind
She
of
says-
keep walking?
She says, "Oh, you didn't pick up any guns outside, right? Nothing dangerous that you'll be bringing in."
Don't worry.
knives or
Anything,
nothing? Okay.
Only dangerous things you brought in was this little smile here.
Oh gosh. Well, your key should work on the door there, hon. Your key card that I gave you.
Thank you so
Oh, you're
much.
just giving out key cards now. Come on.
No, you get one too. And she takes out this blue key card and writes Preston, like it's like a hotel key card almost.
Mhm.
You know, and
She read her
slides it in a
number on
little
the back.
envelope. Not yet.
That might be a
She's
little
not-
too.
She's not a slut, Colin.
She's
No, but
friendly.
she is leaking right now.
Here she is.
I was gonna say, what's wrong with being a slut?
She loves sluts.
Nothing. But again,
Called out.
It's one of the.
In this
If
house?
we're giving these back at the end, that's what I was thinking. Like if we're giving
That's a
these
good
back
question.
and it just has her phone number on it.
So she says, "Okay, yeah, you can go on ahead." And she, meanwhile, has Officer Preston sign in on the visitor log. Visitor log's just like a clipboard, and it has like a stack of papers on it.
Right, all right.
Looks like they just every time they run out of space, they print a new one, a blank copy, and put it on top. His name, reason for visiting, who you're here to see, that sort of thing.
Cool, yeah. I'm just curious if you could also I want to get a full idea of who works here and,
Oh yeah, a staff list.
Yeah, staff list. Oh,
Sure. Dr.
I bet
Dallin
it's
would
the
have
I am.
those records. He's the administrator, as your friend back there knows. But I know that on staff there are 29 of us on staff. And that
Wow.
includes folks who work in the cafeteria and the cleaning folks and all that.
Right. All right. Well, you're basically doing my entire job for me. I will look through these, though, and he will slide the paper, and you keep a lookout.
Oh, okay. All right, I'll keep a lookout. And she sort of like sits back down and she checks her watch. And when she does, she says, "Oh, almost 4:30, getting almost dinner time. Almost quitting time," she says. Like she's still trying to make a conversation with you as you're walking away.
Oh, don't I know it? I'm going to try and get through these as quick as possible. Don't you worry.
Okay. You took the visitor log? Is that what you
Yeah.
took from her? Okay. Yeah. You just sort of looking through it. She seems fine to let you have it. I can, if you want, have you roll a search check. to see if any names jump out to you or anything like that.
Sure thing. Oh,
Did that hurt? Sounded like it hurt. Oh, honey.
65
Oh,
out
no.
of 60.
It's pretty bad. It's a pretty
bad.
close one. The close ones are worse.
Yeah, they hurt worse.
They hurt pretty bad. You are looking through this and nothing sticks out as unusual. Is there anything that you're looking for specifically? Any names?
I don't know anything in particular here. I'm just trying to, I think at this point, just trying to get a grasp of the situation
Mhm.
and get an idea of who's checking in and out on the days that people are going missing, kind of narrowing
Sure.
in on that in particular.
Yeah, you jump back to that day and there's nothing strange there. It doesn't say, no one signed in as T Yellow King or something like that.
You know,
Or,
it's worth a shot.
Yeah, or Satan McDonald. Like
Who's
nothing.
Michael
We're-
Patient Stealer?
We're just looking for a lovely little man named Person. I don't know why this is so fucking hard.
You don't
Why
see
is
that
it-
name.
Why is there a Stacy fake name on this list?
Um,
Stacy-
It's not a
name.
Stacy fake name.
I mean,
Stacy
does-
fake name.
you know, I'll just have
tell
it
you
in my
this.
head of the note. Yeah.
I'll tell you this. You look at that day, and I'm going to give this to you because I'm generous and I love you and I missed you last week. Which is that there's not really any visitors that day or the day after or the day after. There's one person the next day, but since the end of May, it's like if you look before then, like you flip it up and you look before then, you had people come to visit their family, kids, stuff like that, maybe once a week. Past that, the visitor numbers drop off steeply. That strikes you as unusual.
Hmm. I will take that. Think it's quite sad and also strange. And I'll start following in after my compatriots there.
Okay. You head up the stairs. Mayday's probably. Are you waiting for him?
So I was actually, I remember that orderly Bryce mentioned that he took a phone call from his mom and took it in a staircase.
Yeah.
I was gonna see if, like, I know this is gonna sound stupid, but I was gonna see if the cell phone even works in a staircase. Because like a lot of times I feel like in those kind of areas, it feels like it's hard to get a phone call. So I was like
Maybe.
thinking about how, I don't know.
That's
You enter the stairwell. That is smart. You enter the stairwell and like here on this floor, the reception's spotty. It is like you get like 1 bar, 2 bars, and it'll drop a little bit. And then as Maltese comes in and joins you, you start heading upstairs. And in other places in this stairwell, it's stronger. So it's kind of inconclusive in that sense. Depends where he was when he took it. You know, who understands cell phone signal strength?
I don't.
But yeah, it is entirely possible that, I mean, he wouldn't have been able to make a call from the stairwell. So it is a little bit questionable.
Yeah, so then
But-
I'll basically just be in the stairwell, just like kind of various levels of like holding my phone just to see what like if
Sure.
it would be hard to keep a signal. And then also I, as Lonnie, just had a question. Did we ever actually ask if there were any other like ask Rich, like Dr. Dallin, are there any other people that are knowingly Delta Green agents in here other than the 3 that were taken?
That was asked, and the answer is he is not aware. He doesn't
Okay.
believe there's anybody else currently in the facility that are Delta Green agents.
Okay.
These are the only 3 he knew of. And just to reiterate for Chirk's sake, that he was the only one who knew they were Delta Green agents, and is aware of Delta Green's existence as a former friendly.
Yes.
So you get back up to the 3rd floor and find the rest of the crew in the security room. Is there anything else that you guys want to ask this orderly, Michael, or anything you want to look for on the computer?
Really quick question, just so I have the dates down in my head. The date
Yep.
of the disappearance was
It was August 28th.
August 28th. And then we have
Yes.
this new date of May 27th for some reason is the
End
when
of
the
May.
cascading failure ended.
Was the cascading failure, and as Maltese could maybe supply around that same time, the visitor numbers here sort of dropped off.
So that gives us an interesting time frame. So for that the 3-month span, what the fuck was going on here? Okay. Okay, I do want to ask the also remind me again, security homie's name is
Michael
right?
Devon.
Michael Devon, yeah. Michael, did you ever have time to speak with the patients here?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm an orderly, and that comes first. And I know that security is important, but really, if I'm needed, to help restrain a patient or, calm them down, I'm willing to help whenever I'm needed. And sometimes, just conversation. Ed loves to talk. You guys met Ed Wist. He loves talking. Other patients
Sure
are
does,
quieter,
Michael.
but they're nice.
These 3 patients in particular, the ones missing, did you have occasion to speak
Yes.
with them?
Not often. Like I said, they were usually pretty. Well, they were under some heavy sedation and restraints. They had become, I guess, unpredictable, violent, especially, gosh, over the past year or so. So my conversation and chances with them were limited.
Well, you told me just a moment ago that you would occasionally help restrain patients. Did you ever have to restrain
Sure.
either of them?
Oh gosh, maybe once or twice. But again, opportunities like that, we don't have a conversation. It's mostly me trying to keep them from hurting themselves.
Certainly, I understand that. Did you ever hear any sort of things that they would say to anybody else, conversations they had with other patients, that sort of thing?
No. Up here in the Pokey, the patients don't get a lot of social time. They have to be pretty well adjusted to be like Ed or Tim out there to be able to wander freely. More often than not, they are kept in their room. They don't even eat with the patients on the first or second floor.
And these 3 patients,
Mhm.
were they always in the Pokey in the time that you've been here, or were they in any other wing at any point?
No, they've always been third floor.
You have
Here
been
comes the
very
rest of
helpful.
your cell. Here comes Maple, Mayday, and Maltese. You're right. There are too many M's. Here come Mayday and Maltese down the hallway.
So many M's.
Magnolia sees Maltese coming and visibly is like, "Oh, thank God!"
Emotional support himbo.
Hey,
I
Kiss,
who are
now
these
that they're back
nice
together,
looking
kiss.
people? You're not letting these 2 folks bother you, are you, sir? I'm motioning towards Michael.
No, they're just honestly, like we want to find these people as much as anyone.
Oh, well,
You know.
good. Yeah, he's got the.
And Nurse Samagina is standing there. She nods. She says, this is your 5th coworker, right?
Yeah, hi, Officer Preston. Nice to make your acquaintance.
Officer Preston. Nice to
Pete
meet you.
Preston. You can call me
uh,
Officer Pete. My
I will
father's
call you
Preston. Yeah.
Officer Pete Preston. I'm Nurse Esther Samagina. It's nice to meet you. I'm the head nurse here. And this is Michael Devon. He's one of our orderlies. Introductions.
Mm.
So, would you like to see anything else before we take the patients to dinner? Would you like to go look at the other floors? And you're welcome to come back in the morning if you want, or on a later day.
I think a quick tour is in order. What do you guys feel like?
No, I wouldn't say no to a little walking time.
May 27th.
May 27th.
Is that code for something?
Oh,
No, it is
we
not.
realized that with the
You-
glitch in the system,
You've
that
lost
everything.
everything.
right.
You've lost everything.
Well, from the cameras, anyways. But we're hoping to, get some paper records of who was here during that time, just to see if there's any, any links, right?
Well, Gail keeps a list of all of the visitors who come in and out, and Dr. Dallin, he has records of all of our patients.
Maltese
need to
has the
see
visitor
those.
list right now, doesn't he?
Yeah, but she doesn't know that.
Right. And I guess he's not offering that either.
I'll need to see the visitors list as well as your patient intake. Thank you.
Sure, we can definitely do that. We'll stop by Dr. Dallin's room before we go down to the second floor.
Sounds good.
And she, yes.
Yeah, we're heading
Officer
towards
Pete
Dr.
Preston.
We're heading towards Dr. Dallin's room anyway. Don't worry. I'll ask him when we get there. Don't want to worry you too much. But I do
Okay.
have the sign-ins from my colleagues here, so don't you worry about getting those.
Oh, you have the visitor list. Good. Okay, good. I'm glad.
Yeah,
you could
go
get
ahead
that.
and why don't you pass it over to me? I'll take some pictures of it.
All right, you take all the pictures you like. Nurse Houston was real nice to hand him over.
Yeah, Gail is a real ray of sunshine.
Oh, absolutely.
She takes you down toward Dr. Dallin's office, and which is on the way back to the stairwell. She knocks on the door. Dr. Dallin answers. It's Maltese's first time meeting Dr. Dallin. He's a large man with curly hair. He's wearing suspenders over like a short sleeve collared shirt. But he's big, like he's like a big boned, like broad. He's a thick boy. And
Thick king.
he's a thick king. And he's very friendly, very affable, is more than willing to give you the list of all the patients that they've had over the past several months, and does so. And has a little printout for you and hands it over. And he says, I was about to head down to dinner on the second floor. You're welcome to tag along. It's good for me to check in on the patients while we're making the rounds. And mind if I walk with you, or did you have private police matters to discuss?
How's the food?
You know, honestly, this is the only hospital really that's not true. I've done my internship at other places and a little bit of work here and there, but I don't have a lot to compare it to, I guess is what I'm saying. But as far as I can tell, it's pretty good. I eat it, and I'm still here. Look at me.
That's reassuring.
Yeah, he gives you like a little smile of like, I've met a billion people like you, kid. You know what I mean? Like,
Actually, Dr. Dolan, that's what we're talking to. Yeah. Could we get Dr. Dallin? Sorry, I'm so sorry about that.
No, it's all right. It's fine.
Last names are important. Anyway, Dr. Dallin, you think we might be able to get a staff list as well, just all the information you have on file about who's working here? I mean, I'm not trying to follow you home or anything, but just getting a good idea of where everyone raise their head in case you ask them on their days off or something.
Yeah, I can get you names of our employees as well. That's no problem at all. And he does so. Goes and grabs a folder with the current staff roster. I can send all this to you guys in time. If you want names or if you want to look for something specific, just let me know.
Yeah, just some addresses and numbers if you have them.
Yeah, I think as for us as players, I think the big one is, where does Bryce lay down that head? Where does he lay down that pretty little head?
We're making a house call.
Mm-hmm. Like a house call's in order. Doctor's in. We all have doctorates now.
Yeah. There we go.
Dr. Dallin, I have just one last question before we head off for chicken
Well, let's
patties
walk and talk.
French
Come
fries.
on.
Oh, good. It's a hospital. Let's do a walk and talk. All right.
All of a sudden, it's an Aaron Sorkin show, and here we go.
Yeah. The dialogue just got way faster all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Dallin, does the date May 27th mean anything to you?
May 27th.
Of
I know
this
what
year,
you're
I
talking.
should specify.
What? No, I know. I think I know what you mean. That's when that's the last time we had that footage, and we lost all the footage after that. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, that was the obvious connection, yes. But I'm seeing if you knew anything else that might have happened that day.
Why don't you tell me? Because it seems like you got something in mind.
I sure do not.
Oh,
Well, I've got a question then.
yes.
In your recollection, does anyone stand out from that day? Like any visitors that came or any patients that were particularly, like, oddly riled up?
He, gets in, he thinks, he's like, well, it was 4 months ago. So, and he's like thinking really hard, or
even like, it was 4 months ago. I get that. It's a long time. Memories aren't that great and everything like that. But also, do you feel any particular weirdness in that you don't remember like anything at all? That's also something that can happen. That's weird.
No. It's not that I don't remember anything. It's just that our brains tend to, and he goes off on a psychiatrist rant.
Oh, no.
The way our
I'm sorry,
brains
guys.
work and how we retain some information and the fascinating connection between blah, 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 blah.
So,
and
with in mind,
yes.
what is the most fascinating connection for you? If you had to point out one thing that anchors your
that happened at the end of May?
Yeah. You're smart. You should remember.
He's thinking really hard. He says, it was I think the Sox were playing the Tigers. I'm sorry, that's all I got for you.
Maple. Excuse. Maple syrup is delicious, and I hope they have some with the food. What I forgot what Maple's cop name was. What was Maple's cop name?
Stafford.
Yeah. So he does the syrup thing, and then says,
I hope this isn't some sort of jab about Aunt Jemima or something, because that ain't cool.
That's would not fly where I come from. That's for
that
sure.
stuff is not real syrup.
No,
That's also not a real black woman.
Miss Stafford. You've got the visitor logs, do you not?
I do.
Who was here on May 27th?
You bring up the sort of visitor log for May 27th. You see a lot of names. Among them are names like Jones, Peterson. You see one person named Ellen Bowen. You see a person named Dr. Elias Barbas. You see a name that said Edward Mosby. You see a name that says Steve McQueen. You just see a bunch of names. None of them make sense to you.
In my lobby?
Maybe this is sort of something a little bit later on. This doesn't have to be right now because we're walking and everything like that. But later, I want to do a check on those names as through like my database kind of thing, like my Delta Green database instead.
I will write up a little list of the names I listed there. Some of which, like Steve McQueen, are not real. But yes, I will come up with a list of names for you.
Thank you.
You see, there's two people from last season freaking out over one of the names.
I noticed.
Look at the journal. It's in the journal.
Do you read those names out loud to the rest of the agents?
Yeah, I will. I'll read it out to them.
Okay. I think it's when you get to the name Emmett Mosby that Margin has a visible reaction.
Okay, so I can clock. Can I have clocked this, or do I have to be human?
Is there another name in there too, Liv? That sort of sparks anything?
Mosby was the one that stood out to me the most. Was there? I'm sorry, I got so distracted by after you said Mosby.
It's me and Liv.
Is there a list of the names that you provided?
There was Ellen Bow, and there was what were some of the other ones? I made up a bunch of fake ones.
I was hoping you were going to say Robert.
No.
I said
Paul
Robert.
McDaniels. There's Dr. Elias Barbas. There is Steve McQueen. There is Emmett Mosby. There is Julia, fake name. And they just
first name, last name. Yeah, the only one that does anything for me is Mosby.
Yeah.
Do I clock that from Margin then? Or can I human it, I guess?
I think you're looking at a piece of paper.
Okay,
so if you do a human, well, you can do human, but I would do it at a -10.
Okay.
Well, also, like, I mean, there's also the very real question because, like, me, Liv, the person, I'm freaking out right now.
Yeah.
But
Margin.
has Margin seen the paper?
Yeah, she's reading this out loud. Though.
She's reading names
okay,
out
then
loud.
yeah.
She's reading the names out loud. So that would
Yeah,
be
then yeah.
that would be the thing that causes a reaction.
Yeah.
You're so good at human. You can do this. Yeah.
Success.
There you go.
Excellent. Wow, you're a 70 in human. It's barely needing to roll, but yeah,
I mean, I failed last time, so.
Margin gets maybe a little hitch in her step as you read the name Emmett Mosby.
Okay, that one's the one that I will internally keep in mind.
Okay. And so you proceed forward. Did you have anything else you wanted to ask Dr. Dallin? He doesn't seem to know what May 27th would have to do with anything.
It does add up to the number 20.
It's true. So you head down to the second floor. Yes, what's up?
I was gonna ask if there's any, like, if gauze is something that he typically sees around here. I know this is, like, if that's something that they.
I mean, of course, we've got some here. We keep them in the nurses' stations in case of injury, accident,
Are there
basic
any
first aid needs.
Is it used for any other care other than just like when other than first aid? Like, does somebody need it more readily than others?
Like a fetish?
You are a strange man.
What
I think she means for regular treatment, correct?
Is there someone with a more permanent illness that might need a little more?
Is cause fetish
no.
thing? Of course it's a thing.
Oh, everything's a thing.
Everything is a
He
thing.
says-
I know. Stupid question.
People are into mummies.
He says, no. We don't have anyone here with intensive medical needs. We deal with the psychiatric, the mind.
About what I figured, but
But we've got some in case of an accident.
Sure.
And so you start to head downstairs, and as you get back toward the stairwell, you see that Tim Bale, one of the patients, is still hanging around. Watches you pass. You go in and you head down to the second floor, and there is a distinct difference just right out of the gate between floor 3 and floor 2. One of them being that on floor 2 you see a lot more patients. It's a higher population, but they're also out and about. They are sort of, there's more of them wandering through public spaces and shared spaces, and it feels more lived in than the third floor does. Feels less sterile. And so you're all sort of standing there, and he says, cafeteria's on the first floor, so we're going to head down one more, but this is floor number 2. If you want to take a look around, I can head off to eat and you can catch up with me later.
You do that.
Sounds good.
Okay. And he turns on his heel and goes back downstairs. You see a nurse walking by who greets Sam and Gina, and it is some of you have seen her before. It's Nurse Vors Ulrikia, and she says, "Hi there," and she says, "Oh, hi, Ulrikia." They make small talk, and you see a bunch of patients. One of them is she looks like a younger woman. She is looks like in her early 20s. She has her hair is dyed blue and blonde, and it's sort of untamed on top of her head. And she is just walking back and forth. You see a few other people, no one of great note, but what do you want to do here on the second floor?
I mean, I think we're just kind of like getting the lay of the land in this case, because it's too late to really dig in deep with any of the patients and ask them, like, I think for the following day, I'll want to ask some of them if, like, they've been on the third floor and have finally moved down, and, like, did they know those 3 missing agents, that kind of stuff. But I think for now it's just,
Just get my, yeah.
Yeah. getting an idea of what this place looks like on each floor.
Okay. So you sort of you just have a quick look around. Nurse Samagina leads you up and down. Same sort of basic layout, but here on the second floor, in place of like Dr. Dallin's office and the security room, you have some group therapy rooms. You have a reading room with a very small selection of mass market paperback books. And you have just kind of social spaces. And a lot of the patients, although they're not necessarily all happy and smiling, they seem more content here on the second floor. And then Nurse Samagina says, okay, maybe a stop by the cafeteria and down to the first floor. The first floor, it doesn't have a lot of patients on it. It's usually sort of the last stretch, the home stretch, before patients are cleared to leave. So if you follow me, takes you down. You enter into the first floor, and she takes you into this cafeteria. This cafeteria obviously used to be a school gymnasium. It still has the wood plank floors. And I haven't really mentioned this, but some of the hallways even have lockers that have been welded shut, you know? And so, but this room, like you step into a school gymnasium, like it's like, oh yeah, there's my childhood up in my business, you know? It's like, you can just sort of feel it. And there's a bunch of patients here. Apparently dinner started at 5 and it's just after 5 now. And you see a lot of people here that you see from the second floor. You saw them before. They're down here for a meal. And then a lot of first floor people too. And they're all just sort of eating. It looks like meatloaf and green beans and mashed potatoes. Dr. Dallin waves at you.
Ed down here?
You do not see Ed here, no.
Mm.
You don't see anyone from the third floor here.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Except for staff. Make me a... Oh, gosh. Either search or alertness, just to scan the crowd.
Alertness it is.
Super duper.
That's a super duper success.
That is
27.
super duper success. We're going to do this just before we go to break. You're just ready to go. You're like, okay, we've got to go like put our heads together and figure out what we know so far and what our next steps are. We've got to do some more background work. I'm sure you're all thinking, and get some sleep. You know, it's been kind of a weird day. And so just before you go, you scan the room. And Magnolia, on the far side of the room, is this guy who's seated at a table with a group of others. He is dressed in street clothes. He doesn't have like a gown on or slippers or anything like that. And the reason that your gaze lingers on him is that you see behind his ear there's a tattoo. And you recognize him as somebody who was a part of your unit when you were overseas.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck.
And that's where we'll take our break. We're just a lot of investigating today, and then we'll find out what happens next after we get back. Thanks, everyone, for hanging out. It's already 9. Holy moly. We are going to take a quick bio break, get some snacks, whatever. You should do the same. We'll be back here in like 10 minutes. Won't be long. All right, see you soon. Hi, everyone.
Fucking asshole.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the most chaotic cast.
Everybody look at the captions right now.
No.
No, don't look at them. Keep it moving. Keep it moving. Let's go.
We're glad that you're here. We are back in the Dorchester house where the tour has come to an end. But Magnolia sees somebody standing on the other side of the room that he recognizes this man has a tattoo behind his ear, and you can tell even from this distance, Magnolia, that it is a tattoo of a bone. You only have known one other person has had this tattoo before, and the reason being is that when you served together, everyone called him Mutt. Now, they didn't call him Mutt because of the tattoo, but he got the tattoo because he just wouldn't give up at things. He was like a dog with a bone. His real world name, his non-nickname, was Matt Miller. He was a sergeant in your army group, and thank you, in your squadron. And I mean, you look at that, and the tattoo pings, but then as you look at him a little bit longer, it's obvious that that's Sergeant Miller. That's Mutt over there.
Question is,
yeah.
Question is, I see him. Does he see me?
His back is to you at the moment. And you didn't see him on the 3rd floor or the 2nd floor. And he's dressed in sort of plain clothes, street clothes. What do you do?
Okay. So I gather from that he's either on his way out of here. He's on his way. He's transitioning out of this facility. Or perhaps he's already out and is visiting. Could be.
We had a visitor's
way.
log.
You do?
Do you have a visitor's log? Yeah, I think he's not great at hiding these things, but I think he's fixated on Mutt, and he reaches his hand out and says, "Can I see that? Can I see the log, please?"
She passes it before you even finish the sentence, since you're addressing to her.
And he like does not break his eyes off this guy.
Sure.
And he checks the visitor log to see if Matt Miller is in the visitor log.
The 4 of you are the only people who have visited here in the past 3 days.
So did we get the patient logs too?
You did?
Or did we just get, okay. So I'll cross-reference with the patient logs and see if his name is listed.
See when he was
Fling that open.
brought in.
You ever see
Yeah,
someone
oh,
in
yeah.
public and immediately begin consulting your tomes in front of them?
So you're standing here in the middle of the cafeteria, and you pull out this list, start going through it, and you're scanning through all these names. Make me a search check,
Okay.
if you would be so kind.
Oh, a 39 under 40. Just barely
Ooh.
success.
Villain point.
You fucking asshole.
Every time I
piece of
use a villain, every time I use a villain point, now I'm going to do it in that annoying voice.
A villain point.
You gotta have
You
a hero
are-
point, right?
We do have I fucking
You
donated
can use
one.
that to cancel out my villain point if you want.
That feels
Stay with what you-
boring. That feels
It
boring.
does.
I'm just gonna. That would be so lame. I'm just gonna roll it.
This is a problem
And
playing with
fucking-
GMs, y'all.
Fucking failed.
You scan over all these names. Well, it's okay. I mean, you're scanning these names looking for the M's, right? And you get to the M's. Matthew Miller. Looks like he was, gosh, how long has he been here? He has been a patient here for several years. Looks like maybe 5, 6,
about right.
somewhere, something about that. Which makes sense because you were on tour in Afghanistan with him.
Yeah.
So it was after you both came back. Under the section that says like where he is housed, he's a 1st floor patient.
Okay.
And then it says DFR next to that.
DFR. Designated for release.
Awesome.
Yo, I'm in the military. I'm in the military, bro. We do acronyms like fucking whoa. That's all about.
It's a possibility,
Okay.
or it could stand for dope frog ribbiting. He does really good impressions of frogs.
It could be that.
It's probably
for sure.
the first.
Dick is far
Yeah.
out.
Dick's
His
far
dick
out.
is so. Let me tell you about Miller's
Doesn't
hog.
Feel remorse.
Also exceedingly likely. Okay, well, this compromises Magnolia's identity, which is something he cannot have. So I feel like he hasn't done a great job of hiding who he's staring at, but
And you did ask for lists of people as you
Yeah.
stared across the room.
as I stared across the room, for the record, for all around, this is weird. He's being weird.
Hey, I'll maybe we'll gently, like, tug at your sleeve for a second and be like, you got a problem there?
No, I don't.
Did you want some meatloaf? Says Esther Samagina. Were you hungry? We've got plenty.
No, that's quite all right. Thank you. I'm just gonna use the rest. I'm gonna Maltese. Can I talk to you?
Sure, I guess.
And he's gonna like drag Maltese away from the.
Oh, okay. We are walking
Meanwhile,
away.
Margin's leaning. You ever notice that the boys are like always very close? Like there's always like boy time. You ever notice that?
I mean, it's like what me and my one of my girlfriends back in the past was like. All these little secret side-offs and everything like that.
Yeah.
Going to the bathroom together and
Powder
everything.
your nose.
Exactly. Now, granted, being women and everything like that, most people didn't blink an eye, but they didn't know that we were finger banging in those stalls, something fierce.
So anyway, Magnolia's finger banging Maltese,
Yep.
and
Anna now.
Oh.
no.
I got some things to draw later, don't I?
Yeah.
Trying to use the draws in my name for something really special.
Yeah, a little spicy.
Oh, Jana.
Come visit my Twitter later for some after hours.
None of this is in the Bible.
That is
No,
Like,
not at all.
Maltese, not aware of what they just missed, are over to the
Yeah.
side talking.
First of all, where the hell were you?
Oh, I told you, I got a call.
You got a call, and then
Yeah.
you came back.
Well, they cancel it. I don't know what to tell you. It's some false alarm. It happens sometimes. The old folks leave their, let their batteries go out of whack, and then all of a sudden, they start trying to puff on a cigarette or something, and, old buildings.
No, I do not know.
Doesn't matter. I'm back. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I got a day job to maintain, all right? Delta Green don't pay so good, so
Okay. Are you back with us as you're heading the game now?
well, as soon as I got here, I had to go drive after some car, so I better be in the freaking game.
Why? What?
Well, you can go ask Mayday about that one. Coming out here shouting me, following some Kia Sorrento piece of shit. I don't know, talking about some dude talking into a gym bag. That's why I wanted
You
the
followed-
staff files, but I tried to.
You followed a Kia Sorrento with a talking gym bag?
Look, if any of this made sense to me, you'd know about it. But it doesn't. So I don't know what to make of it. Anyway, I'm here. If you want to go talk to Agent Mayday, you can, but I'm guessing that's not why you grabbed me.
No, I need to. That is not why I grabbed you. You're very perceptive.
No, I'm the best at perceptive things.
Right. I need to ask you a favor, and I need you to not ask why.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Wow, that okay. I need you to leave the others out of here. Out of this cafeteria.
Like for the day, for a while.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can
Wait,
take
you-
a for
Wait a minute. Hold on. You don't want me to like owe you one or a little tit for tat, or you're not going to negotiate what you get. You're just gonna do it.
Oh, you need 10 minutes, right?
Yeah,
It's easy.
10 minutes.
Don't worry about it. You're my boy. Smack your shoulder. All right, 10 minutes. I'll see what I can do.
He's like utterly flabbergasted by this non-transactional relationship they apparently have.
Walking back towards the group. Hey. Circle up for a quick second here. I'm thinking we might want to get a better idea on who's all here and, well, frankly, points towards Mayday, where the hell that guy we were chasing after lives. So, maybe we take a second step out. Well, I guess we can leave Magnolia to eat some meatloaf or whatever. But,
We all need to do this right here, right now.
oh, I'm sorry. You want to go talk to a bunch of cold cases and have some crazy person you don't know their condition with just kind of hit you and you don't know what's relevant to a case?
But I kind of wanted some meatloaf. If
Yo,
it's
the
better
meatloaf will be there. You think they're making these things to order? They probably got bricks they're defrosting back out the fridge. Tell you what, I'll make you meatloaf if you miss out on meatloaf. I make
I bet Mr. March here makes a good meatloaf.
I make a damn good meatloaf.
Hey, firemen know how to handle their meats.
That is what they say.
I've gotten to enough of the chili cookouts.
That's both an innuendo and also factually true.
It is.
That's correct.
Hey,
I'm
Maple
not going to
goes.
deny.
Hey,
that
when
you are.
Maltese is involved, Maple goes both ways.
Seems
All
the
right.
exception.
Both factual and innuendo at the same time.
So, quick file reading session. Get us all caught up on who we're going to be talking to, and we'll get some meatloaf later. Or better yet, I'll grab y'all some plates. We'll step outside.
Alright. Hey, you know what? Let's go outside. Let's step outside. Totally not a shifty, we need you to be removed from this area move. But you know what? I'm old and I don't give a shit. So she'll move.
That's what I
So,
appreciate about you.
Yeah, I'm easy. A lot of women know this about me.
I
So
love
the women
the
go
idea.
outside.
Like, this is a ruse. I know it, and I'm fine with it.
They all go outside. Maltese gets in line for meatloaf. It's up there. You tell the lady working the counter 5 meatloaves, please.
5 meatloaves. Assuming everyone else is okay. We got Maple on board, but I don't want to assume for the others.
I will say, Maltese, you're in line next to that patient with the blue hair, and she doesn't necessarily make conversation with you, but there on her tray she has a little origami penguin standing on her meal tray.
No, that's impressive. How'd you get that
What?
set up? The
What?
penguin there, little flightless
Oh.
bird.
Oh no! I mean, as far as penguins go, this is the worst one I've ever made. I've made better ones. I can do. I'm better at dogs, which is unusual. I know everyone says cranes are the easiest, but
Hey,
I'm good at dogs.
I'm not here to tell you what's easy, what's not easy. Clearly you got talent. That's all I'm saying. That's the worst. Watch out, rest of the world.
Yeah, watch out. I don't know who you are. You a patient here?
Oh no, I'm looking into the missing folks here, and more importantly, I am here to get some meatloaf.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty good. They put cheese in it.
Oh, well, you gotta put some cheese in it.
They put slices of American cheese in it, and it melts inside the meatloaf.
Okay. Yeah. It's a choice.
Yeah. She seems to agree with you. You get your meatloaf. And
Balancing all these trays of meatloaf.
He's done he's done like fireworkers meals where they had to serve people.
for sure.
He's got to, he was a teenager. He had to work some tables.
Right. As was clarified, you know how to handle your meat, and so you take that out. We'll follow Magnolia now. What do you do?
Hangs near Maltese, I think, for like waiting in line. Hangs about until he sees him leave and sees everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
It does seem like everyone seems to know they're being fucked with, but they're going on with it anyway.
Yeah. I think it's fitting and kind of funny in a way that this young woman who was in line, you were also right there, but she didn't ask you if you were a patient. She kind of assumed.
Yeah, I have the look.
Uh-huh.
And he kind of waits, and then he does this thing where he does not want to come up and approach Mutt. He wants to put his body in a position where he wants to be seen. He wants to let Mutt see him and see if Mutt comes to him.
Yeah. There's definitely an angle where you can do that. And as you sort of cruise by the table where Mutt's at, it looks like most of the people there, including him, are pretty much done eating. And so some of them get up and leave. There's a few left. And then you stand just a good, 20 feet away? But are obviously noticing him and put yourself in his eye line. And after a moment, he looks at you and he looks, and then he does a double take.
And he makes full eye contact with him.
He not only makes full eye contact with you back, but you see the color drain from his face a little bit. And looks around and looks back to make sure that you're really there.
And he does one of these, both as a hey, good to see, and also I'm real.
Yeah. Yeah, he does it back. And he says something to the last two people at the table, and they get up and go. And he sort of sits there and looks at you and looks at the bench seat across from him.
He walks over, looking back toward the door where everybody left from to kind of just make sure no one's coming back before he sits down. Mm-hmm. So he walks over kind of cautiously, but he sits down, sits across from him, and puts his hands on the table and says, Hoo-ah,
Marie. What are you doing here? What's wrong? What happened? What? Bucky, what are you doing?
Nothing's wrong. I'm on a job. I'm not a patient. If that's what you're.
Oh fuck! Thank God. I swear. Sit down. He puts his head in his hands.
By the way, I always hated Bucky.
We hated you too, buddy.
Yeah, thanks. Here I was foolishly hoping the appeal had worn off after all these years.
What, do you want me to call you Brad? Bradley, Ethan?
Now you're just fucking with me.
Mm-hmm. I am, but I've earned that right, I think.
You are one of the few.
What job are you working?
It's a security consultation for this facility. I'm sure you heard about the patients went missing.
Right. Yeah. Word makes it around. I heard, but God, I didn't know they'd bring in outsiders, specialists, something like that. But I guess it's a good idea.
Well, 3 folks up and disappear from a high security facility like this must be that the facility's security is not quite as good as one might have thought. So,
No,
being
it's weird.
some
It's weird.
somewhat of an
It's weird
expert.
shit. Yeah.
it's
well,
it's
so-
terribly weird.
So you got work. I mean, that's good. You got something to do. Keep you busy.
Oh yeah. I've been out now a while. And I've been managing to, this and that, and taking contracting work and whatnot. What about you?
Well, I've been in a mental institution for 6 years.
I see. Okay.
It's a joke,
I'm sorry.
Bucky. You can laugh if you want. I mean, it's not a joke. It's true, but I'm kind of trying to be self-effacing.
He's doing this. His face is doing this thing of like, am I allowed to smile? Do I smile? I don't know what.
Yeah. It's good to see you. Wow. I mean, I gotta be honest. I saw you and I thought this was like some sort of like test or something. I'm set to be released pretty soon.
That's really good. Do you know where
it's
you're
kind of like
going?
no. I mean, I got an uncle down in Raleigh. Might go and see if he's got some work down there. Honestly, I'm just glad to be out of here.
Yeah, and I'll be glad to see you out too. But what happened, if you don't mind my asking? What?
I don't know. I was home for a few months and found myself getting angry at the dumbest times, just over little shit. And nightmares, loud noises, shit like that. Well, anyway, I tried something, but it didn't succeed, so they sent me here. I'm working through it. The staff here have been real helpful. Working on my breathing and I've been trying meditation, which is bullshit, but I do it anyway, and I pretend it helps. Sometimes when I pretend it helps, if that makes sense.
It actually makes a lot of sense. I've been where you are there, at least.
It's been mostly
you kept in touch with anybody else?
No. Honestly, I didn't. I mean, I'm glad you're here, but I didn't want nobody to know I was in here. I haven't been writing letters or nothing. What about you?
No. You're the first. No.
Yeah. Probably something we should do sometimes.
Yeah, maybe.
Make it easier. I don't know. But anyway, they said my depression is under control. I mean, it doesn't feel that way some days. Sometimes. Medicine helps. Medicine also kind of make my dick hard. But
that was the best freeze that ever happened. Ever. I heard medicine kinda, and then you froze, it cut out, and you came back just in time to say dick hard.
Right. He says the medicine works like with my mood, but I have trouble with that, And
shout out to all my friends out there who've taken antidepressants over the years. If you know, you know.
This episode of the Plausible Landscapes is brought to you by SSRIs. He says, but they say that I'm almost ready to go. I'm just trying. Honestly, I'm walking on eggshells. I don't want to like fuck up and say no, have them pull the rug out from under me or something.
Oh, that ain't gonna happen, right? You kept with the program this entire time. Ain't no way you're gonna screw that up now. I mean,
there's
look, man.
There's a long pause. He breaks eye contact with Magnolia, and he goes, "No, I hope just watch my step and don't say too much, and You know?
There ain't no way you're gonna screw that up now. He repeats.
He again scans the room, and he leans in close, and his voice becomes this urgent whisper, and he says, well, of course not, but like, I just gotta, can I tell you something weird?
It's around again, scans for him. Of course, man. What's up?
If I mention this to the nurses, the doctors they're gonna send me back up to Club Med. So you gotta promise me you're not gonna tell nobody. Hooah, come on.
Hooah. And he gives him one of those, like, extends his hand for like one of those like predator handshakes, like the
muscles. Yeah. He embraces it and he goes, I've been feeling good. I mean, past few months have been steady, you know. The group's been okay, you know. Like I'm working through some shit with my dad. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is sometimes after dark, if I get up to take a piss or something like that, I see people moving through the hallways, and not like nurses or nothing. They look like, it might just be a side effect from the medication, which is probably what it is. But like, I mean, they probably can't put that on the bottle. Makes you see weird puppets walking through the hall. Like that's not a normal thing. So like, puppets? It's probably just a side effect.
Did you say puppets?
Yeah, like the ones with the strings.
Marionettes, I believe.
Yeah, that's what they are. The other night I was in my room and I was about to head out, and as soon as I walked into the hallway, down the hall, I saw this. At first I thought it was like a person, so I was going to say something or raise my hand, but after I looked at it for a little bit, I saw it was like a marionette, and then it just kept on going. And I thought about going after it, but like that's the kind of shit that gets you, held over.
Is that the first time you ever seen such a thing, Mutt?
Maybe once or twice before then too.
Maybe. But, or did you?
Yeah, I did.
When that all start?
When what, start seeing things?
Well, when did you start seeing marionette puppets walking the hallways of this here institution?
Early June. Like, started to get hot outside. I thought maybe I was dehydrated or something. It was right after I'd been moved down to the first floor.
I know this is a bit of a leading question, but you say early June.
Yeah.
Could it be the end of May? Just as easy?
Shit, Bucky, that was the same thing. You know that.
Yeah, I know that.
Might have been. I just remember it being first week of June sometime. Why?
But I need to tell you something.
Okay.
Remember when we were in Ranger School?
Yeah.
And you have to go through interrogation training? Of course you remember it. You'll never forget that shit.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, the only things that we were authorized to tell anyone what captured us was just our name, rank, and serial number. That's all.
Name, rank, serial number. It's repeated over and over.
What you just told me ain't one of them three things. And I promise to you, I ain't going to tell anybody what you just told me. But now you need to promise me you ain't going to repeat what you told me to anyone either. I want to be the last person you speak this information to. You understand? This ain't your name, rank, and serial number. This is as confidential can be. You cannot say another word about this to anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
It's for your own good, Mutt. For your own good. If you start talking like this, you ain't gonna get out of here, brother.
That's what I'm saying. I shouldn't have even brought it up. It's good to see you. It's
Well, you know it's safe with me. I'm a steel trap, but ain't nobody else. Have you told? I need you to tell me right now. Have you told anybody else about this? Anyone? Any other patient? Anyone?
No. The same reason. I don't want them to have a reason to keep me here.
Okay.
No, I got
Well, next week, then.
I got one more week in this place.
Next week, you're gonna walk on out of here, and you're gonna go on and live your life, and you're gonna forget all about all this.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Hey, here he takes out a smartphone. He takes out an iPhone and says, give me your phone number. I'll call you when I get out. Just we kind of broke the ice. We saw each other, so we can talk, and maybe I'll write some of the other guys some mail too.
Yeah, that would be nice. Let's do that. He puts a phone number in. It's not his real phone number.
Great. And he smiles at you one last time. It's good, Bucky. I mean, Barnes. It's good to see you.
You too, Miller. See you on the outside, I suppose.
Yeah. I gotta go. Gonna play ping pong.
You have fun.
Gets up. Everyone else is kind of filing out.
He's gonna swing by the head nurse.
Yeah, Esther's still there. She's watching everyone kind of leave. She's by the door, just sort of overseeing things.
Esther?
Yes? Something I can do for you, Deputy Levesque.
You might want to check in on patient Miller. He's expressing delusions.
Delusions? What kind?
Talk to him about it. It didn't make much sense to me.
He didn't give you any specifics?
Seeing things.
Anything interesting?
Perhaps to a professional. Just something about seeing people walk in the hallways didn't sound right to me.
Yeah. You've never experienced that as a veteran?
Not quite like that, no.
Oh, well, okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Back into the hall. The others are. What have you been talking about in the hallway? What's the meatloaf party about?
So, I gotta say, the meatloaf itself is pretty solid, but what the hell is up with the cheese in the middle?
It's American. You know, they know it's not going to melt and disseminate amongst the dish. Why they even bother?
It's disgusting. It's like putting a cheese curtain in the middle of the damn meatloaf.
Who puts cheese in their meatloaf anyway? That's my question.
Oh, well, no, I have.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the little sticky meatloaf. You got to get incorporated, though.
You're having this conversation.
No, the way that I do it is I make it like a meat roll. I make it like a meat roll. I put cheese and spinach in it, and then I roll it up and put it in the pan. Now that's delicious.
Hey,
That's not a meatloaf.
Soup pasta over there, you have no right to talk.
You're having this conversation about meatloaf.
Soup pizza, rather.
By the way, welcome live from the apocalypse. Thanks for the raid. You're having this conversation about
You
meatloaf.
don't know I'm from Chicago, don't you dare.
I'm from the West Coast.
A stream, like the lingering patients that were in the cafeteria are walking out, and someone says, you don't mess. Maple says you don't mess with meatloaf, and one guy, a patient who you've never met, goes, yeah. What meatloaf? And he takes a chair and he throws it
Now that's a man
And-
that's passionate about his meatloaf. I appreciate it.
Is a patient of the psychiatric ward. You should
And
not
one
encourage
an
that.
orderly comes up. He's like, "Okay, Jerry, calm down." He's trying to get him to calm down, and the guy just gets more and more agitated until a second orderly has to come over and drag him away.
I'm gonna guess second floor with that one. She says that really low, by the way. Just Maltese. Just Maltese. I'm gonna guess second floor.
Is there a system? I wasn't really.
Yeah, they have it where the ones that are the worst off are up on the third. Second floor, getting better. First floor, pretty much out the door.
Well, thank goodness it's not fourth floor.
So you think?
Oh, that would probably be the basement. That doesn't exist.
I tried to look for
but
basement steps. I haven't seen any yet.
And there
Ooh,
wasn't
you have
any
to
on
check-
blueprints. Yeah.
You need to check out the elevator.
We should.
Was there an elevator?
No.
Gail didn't show
Was
us the
there- is
elevator.
there no
Apparently, we
service
didn't get the
No.
whole tour.
Never mind then. I amend my statement. I was going with Midnight Club, so.
But I hear you. I feel like there's a secret passage somewhere in this building.
Oh, I want there to be, because honestly, this building's old as hell, and most of them have something or other hidden up it. Not to mention, we're looking to some spooky happenings, and you gotta have a secret passage or a secret room somewhere.
Mhm.
Cabinet, maybe even. Just something. Little spice it up.
Jesus.
The last time I met one of those
ones.
ones. The last time I met one of those ones, those magician cabinets, the disappearing ones?
Yeah.
It was one of those ones. It led to somewhere freaky as hell. That movie Jumanji? That kind of shit. Now, I didn't get to see it myself, but another agent did, okay? My friend, Agent Marzipan, went through that. She came back a blithering mess. Still don't know what the hell she saw. We also torched that thing. You know what? Just a little bit of a rule of thumb. Best way to deal with most of this bullshit? Fire.
Yeah, if we could maybe just be mindful of that.
Around now, you
What, you'll-
see
What? You'll save me,
Magnolia.
right? Like last time.
Magnolia's making his way. You see him stop and talk to Nurse Samagina for a few moments, and then come out to join the rest of you.
Hey, Matt, officer, we gotta look over these files here and finish this meatloaf. I'm gonna finish the meatloaf. I'll get some plates here.
Nurse
God
Samagina
awful.
says, you can return anytime if you need anything else. Anything that will help the case. Again, I am just really concerned. We want to find these patients, and anything we can do. Do you need some Tupperware?
You know what? Yes, actually, we should get all the leftovers.
Let me go
here.
check in the kitchen. I'll go check. She goes and
Thank
checks
you.
for Tupperware.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. What an angel!
Of course. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah,
Sure.
if you
Missing
want-
something out
if-
here.
If you want to take inside out Philly cheesesteak home, sure.
Hey,
If you eat
Reasons
around,
that taught you to
luckily
be
with
that way.
luckily with plasticine cheese, it's easy to eat around it. Just right there in the
returns.
middle.
She returns a few moments later with disposable Ziploc Tupperware. This stream brought to you by Ziploc, with disposable Ziploc Tupperware, and you can see that a couple of them at the bottom have meatloaf in. She's like, "We had extra, and so the chef put some in here for you to take back with you."
oh, you are a doll and a treasure.
great.
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
where is she? Morris! Morris!
Yeah?
And I start waving the meat in there.
Right.
Oh, that's so much better than microwaved calamari.
And she
Thank
says, Nurse Gail will be able to. Don't forget to sign out. Don't forget anything that you handed over to her. I want to be sure to get that back.
Of course. And we'll be in contact probably later on.
Please, either with me, but you can also just call Dr. Dallin directly.
Oh, good. Yeah, we did get the files for contact information, so we'll be in contact.
Okay. Now, if you'll have to excuse me, we have to supervise evening activities and make sure that the Pokey is on lockdown.
Of course.
And,
of course. You have a great night. Thank you so much for all your help.
Thank you. She turns and she walks away.
I was waiting
Do
for
you all
Maltese
make your
to react
exit?
to Pokey.
Mhm.
What was that, Lonnie?
I was waiting for Maltese to react to Pokey because Turk wasn't here to hear the whole
Yeah, to hear the
explanation of the names
nicknames.
of the floors. So he's just saying,
Oh,
totally fine with like, oh yeah, just gotta make sure Pokey's on lockdown.
He's gonna turn around and be like, "What the hell is a pokey?"
Second floor.
3rd floor.
3rd floor. 2nd floor.
That's
Club
what I
Med.
said.
Well,
man.
We have fun little names.
because they gotta poke them to go to sleep.
No, it's because they restrained them usually. That's why it's the pokey.
You've missed a lot.
pokey like a jail. All the floors
Actually,
have colorful
as we-
names.
I guess as we head outside, be like, actually, Mayday, I wouldn't mind knowing what the hell happened with you earlier.
As you pass by the front desk, you sign back out, and Nurse Gale is still there. She returns all of your items, and she lingers on Maltese's items just for a second. Holds her hand there a little bit too long.
Checks out his guns.
Checks his guns out, and
I'm gonna usher
Fine.
everyone else along a little bit so they can have a moment if they need.
well,
and she says, "Oh no, I don't want to keep you guys. Please, please find our patients. It looks bad for everybody here, but mostly we're concerned about them. You know what I mean?
of course, no.
And most days I'm here at the desk, just the main line. Most days, and she's looking right at Maltese.
Yeah, of course. Oh,
Just until
don't-
6 o'clock. So it's almost time for me to clock off. I don't have any plans, but
Oh my god, she's gonna make an old broad jealous giving all this attention to him.
Unfortunately,
you're his
you
Oh,
know.
of course I'm his favorite.
Do
We
we
got
need to
work.
take you the night off, Maltese?
no. If it,
We'll
I
get there,
don't
you
want
have
to
to say
stand in the way
Preston.
of your work.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much. Well, we will of course be in contact, and if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you when I see you. All right.
Okay, if you come back, that'd be great.
I got your contact information. Don't worry.
Yeah,
All
yeah. She goes to
official.
sit down and misses her chair and has to catch
All
herself.
very official, and I'll turn around.
Mhm.
When we get
And she
outside,
watches you walk away.
hate to see you go, but love to watch you leave.
Mm.
Wow,
All right.
Officer Preston, you're just so good with the people.
Mr.
Wow.
March has got it, apparently.
I am.
I'm fairly-
I am. You're fairly what?
Fairly certain that woman was highly aroused.
Well,
Well, look who's very observant over here.
I am not unaware of the effect I have on people, but more importantly, we got cakes to crack into, and we got someone's house to maybe take a visit to, right? Oh, I'm
Mhm,
sorry.
yeah,
Are we
no,
all
you're
too
gonna-
interested
you're
in
gonna-
my love life right now?
Yeah, no, you're definitely gonna make a home visit. That's definitely for sure.
I mean,
Orderly
honestly,
Bryce.
I could stand for both. I can multitask, okay? I mean, I'm an old hat at this. I can both dish about love lives and look up someone's information so we can actually go tail them or whatever. Although,
Oh.
that being said, Mayday, what happened with Bryce? The orderly you're following.
No, I'm sorry. My computer spazzed for a second, so I was
Okay.
making sure I unmuted myself.
It was Kirby's fault.
It's always
Kirby's
Kirby's fault.
over.
He's always, there he is, just trying to hop into stream.
Eldritch Abomination.
He's the real horror in Delta Green.
The king
not
in
a-
pink.
I'm not afraid of anything when I
Kirby,
know that
yeah.
he's just lingering right there. Are we safely outside at this point, or are we walking out?
You are now outside of the building.
Okay. After that interview, something still didn't sit right with me about him, his bag, his eagerness to get out of here. And I swear I heard him talking to it. The bag. There was something in there that he was reassuring that he would get them out of there. And I got a little bit of a look. It was gauzy and white, but that's all I saw. But why would he be talking to if it was his gym equipment, you know? So he got a little cagey when I tried to ask him more questions, peeled out of here, so Maltese just happened to be pulling in. And we missed him because, you know, Maltese doesn't have the lights to be able to go through red lights like firefighters usually do.
Oh yeah, the woo-woo lights are... I got one in my vehicle, by the way.
I
We
told
should've
you to get a
taken-
woo-woo light. Why haven't you gotten a woo-woo light yet?
Should have taken Maple's car. But in the moment, I didn't know about it. And we ended up losing him. And whatever
By
he
the
had
way-
in that bag.
By the way, if you ever need in the back of my truck is, in fact, one, a woo-woo light, and two, there's some official-looking cones in there, in case you need to cordon off a place. Come in handy sometimes, especially for parking.
Do you
Well, that's good
Mark
to
off.
know.
areas as like police investigation so you can park?
I mean, not police investigation, usually construction. People don't question that as often.
Good way to think
So-
about it. And she'll pointedly look at Maltese and be like, that's a good setup you got there.
I have a question, and I'd like to know the answer, but I also would not like to spend 10 minutes discussing this. Where do you all go, and how do you get there?
We
Let me
should
back
go...
to the hotel.
Oh, I was gonna say we should go check on that Bryce guy.
My vote's for
Okay.
Bryce. I'm not saying anything else.
I'm down for Bryce.
But also eventually apparently needs to take a phone call. And I don't know if when we should do that.
You have a text message that you haven't replied to.
Yes.
That's a personal problem.
Yeah. Well,
It
when I'm
sounded
in the
fairly
car, I'll pointedly sit in the back of whatever car I'm
Whatever
in
car,
so I
yeah.
can be looking at my phone.
Mm-hmm.
I will met a little bit of like, I guess, a little meta for you. Your best bet is to be in Margin with Margin and Maple. They're the most likely to probably not look at that text versus paranoid delusion over there.
That's fair. Hey, I already rode with the boys. I'll, go on the other car now.
Oh,
Okay, we're doing a lot
boys.
of
Oh
binary separation here, but that's okay. So I'm glad that we're solving that. So, girl's car. You're in the back seat, which is nice because they're both in the front, and you have this right because Maple. I'm guessing you have like a 4-door truck, like maybe it has the small back bench or something like that. Yeah. And you're back there, and you can take your phone out and turn it back on, and it goes boo, 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 all these texts. Where are you? Why aren't you answering? Are you okay? Please, it's important. Etc. 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 And they're all from Adam.
Oh, boy.
I text back and say, sorry, been at a conference in Boston. Can't talk on the phone right now, but what's up?
Writes back, all caps, call me.
Horrifying.
That's terrifying, yeah.
Boy's car,
Boys car.
nothing.
Yeah. No. I do. You, I assume Magdalia wants to drive.
I mean, he wants to, and he is.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So you have a good chat with whoever you wanted to talk to in there?
No.
Oh boy. All right. Well, anything you need to be worried about?
Not anymore.
Anything you want to talk about?
Do you like sports?
Just like turns and pivots at you, wearing his New York attire, like there's New York attire, like on his
His
dash.
keychain says Mets.
Yeah,
He's
it's
got,
I have something of an affinity for New York sports teams. Yeah.
All right, let's get out of this goofy car.
Station.
The woman, the car with all the fence is probably a bit more interesting right now.
So it seems like the consensus was you guys wanted to investigate the Richard Bryce home address, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. You look up Richard Bryce's address. It looks like he lives in an apartment on on Adams Street in Boston. And it's sort of a nicer area. You get there, and it's 145 Adams Street. And so you drive down the street, and 141, 143, 147. And you look, everyone's sort of craning their necks. There's this shared mutual psychic energy between the cars, like, wait, what's going on? So you go around the block and you do it again. It does not exist.
You should have tailed him better.
What was the
Can
address one more
I-
time?
145 Adam Street.
The one that's conveniently missing from the lineup.
Apartment
Can
224.
can I do some sort of search on this? Is there any sort of search on?
You are welcome to do that with the guarantee that it will fail.
Okay.
Yeah. Like so if it's not going to change anything, I won't have you roll it. You know,
Okay.
it's just like no matter how long you search for this thing on the street here, you're not going to find it. I'm imagining somebody takes out like Google Earth or something like
yeah,
that.
that's what I meant.
Or something
Like
like
for
that.
one thing.
It's not on there.
Is there any way I can do a search more like a using the fact that, you know, information analyst, can I do any sort of search for Bryce?
Sure. Yeah, you can look for things that would connect him to this address, power bills, all that sort of thing. That would be a computer roll.
Okay.
If you want to look something like that up.
Bitchin'.
What'd you get?
I got 10% out of 70.
Oh, excellent. That is a very good roll. There are no records of this building's existence.
Damn it. It's a fake
Roll me a
address.
sanity check.
Okay. Let's see how I do with that. I don't think I have a lot of sanity. No, okay.
You're fine. It's
I've
probably
come
just some
across
sort
kind
of
of bullshit
fake
before.
address. It's a fake address. Yeah.
Well, either this building doesn't exist or it's a fake address.
Figure you're both, everyone pulled aside in like a Wendy's parking lot and you're having this conversation through some windows of cars.
Munching on Wendy's fries.
Yeah.
Good fries.
Good fries.
All right. So what? We just like wait for him to go back to work tomorrow, or?
I mean, unless you can find him a different way.
Oh yeah, I'll go call my psychic.
You got
I
one?
mean, if you really want
You're my
to.
psychic. All right. Who actually has a psychic?
Me.
I got one.
No.
My psychic helps me with all of my financial decisions.
No, that's not a good idea. My psychic is mostly for shits and giggles. She's a great lady, brews an amazing mushroom tea.
My psychic has led me to nothing but success. She's great.
So I'm assuming you all go back to the hotel.
Yeah, on that,
Okay,
on that, I just motion. I just lean over, like, Magnolia, drive me away from this crazy car.
Yeah.
What, you never had a psychic that was a dealer at the same time?
You're
Where else
not
do you
the
get that
problem.
crazy shit?
As usual, Maple. You are golden.
Ah, that's why I love you. You're such a sweet boy.
He
It's
winks
like
and you hear a
sweet-
ding.
You're a sweet lady. And drive quick.
Back
Feels
you all
out.
go. Really quickly, as an overview, I'd like to hear what you are doing once you get back to your residences. Any sort of evening time investigatory or personal stuff. Let's start with Turk. Turk, what does Maltese do back at the hotel?
De-stresses but does take a second to check in with his dad about
Okay.
the call, just
Nice.
to make sure everything is okay.
You call up your dad.
Yeah.
And nothing creepy or supernatural here. It was just as mundane as you expected. It was just like kind of like exactly how you described. Somebody, forgot how to turn off their alarm, and et cetera, et cetera. And it was like everyone thought it was a big deal, but it was burned pancakes. It was nothing. So you feel a little bit more at ease. Your dad is happy to hear from you, though.
Yeah, I've hardly been gone a day, right? Come on.
I know, but you never call me when you're here in town. I see you twice a week? That's nothing.
I see you at the firehouse all the time. Oh,
You
think
see me at the firehouse, but that's at work.
Oh, I'm sorry. We forgot about Sunday sauce. Like that don't mean nothing.
Yeah. But no, of course, Sundays mean something, but that's not nearly enough. I'm your father. I need to know how you're doing. Do you have a girlfriend?
No, and that's look. If I had a girlfriend, you know about it. All right, I promise you. Once I find a nice
I
lady.
bet you got lots of girlfriends, huh?
Hey, come on.
Hey.
Mom's looking down on us. Come on, a little respect.
Oh yeah, your mom. She would be so proud of you. She knew what a handsome boy she made.
No, well,
I also helped a little bit,
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Okay, I love you. All right,
Oh, I love
you're
you
my
too,
treasure. You're my golden boy.
Oh, don't you say that. You got 2 other kids. You can't let them hear that.
Yeah, I know. You want me to pass anything on to the boys for you?
Oh, just tell them I'm doing well. And, I sent them a text already. You see that? They sent you that?
Yeah, they forwarded it to me. With a bunch of other stuff, too. They're called memes. Have you heard of memes? They're these things on the internet.
I think they're called memes, Pop, but,
Well, some of them might be memes. Some of them were porn.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Very inappropriate, those boys, but I love them. They're encouraging.
Oh, they're great. They're great. They're good guys. They're good guys. Just gotta, we'll whip them in shape one of these days, all right?
Yeah. Hey, don't let the Red Sox fan give you any shit, huh?
Are you kidding me? Some dude try to pull me over, pull some Go Sox on me. I had some guy at the airport. I had some guy at the airport tell me Go Sox. Like,
and I think we fade back to like Magnolia, like barely in earshot, and you can hear Maltese's dad through the phone yelling about the Red Sox.
Exactly.
I tried to sneak up on him. That's just the way he
talks. Like his volume gets real big.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to sneak up on him and I rolled a fumble. I wanted to stealth to sneak up on him and I got a 70-7.
Hey, no, because I got one of my coworkers here. Yeah, fuck the Sox, right? Hold it right up to your face.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, no, he's just spoken, but he gets the point.
You hear this voice, like it's muffled, but it's calling back on the line. It's like like you can't even like make it up.
No. He gets the idea. He's a good guy. Yeah.
All right.
How about love you, Pop. Night.
Well, Magnolia's right there. Magnolia, do you do anything with your evening hours?
What's Sunday sauce?
Oh, you make sauce for Sunday dinner, and you spend all Sunday making it, and you get your family over. And yeah, Mom used to make it. Now me and Dad make it. My sister helps. I mean, yeah, she's so busy. She gets more calls than I do. And Timmy, I mean, he's no good. It's sauce, but point is, it's good food.
You just gave me a lot of names and specific information.
Well, yeah, but like, we're buddies. Tell you I spend Sunday sauce with my family. We spend all day just sitting around and getting things on the stove and talking about our weeks. It's like church. If we still went to church, I believe. If the public's concerned, we still go to church, but Christmeaster.
You
should come by for some Sunday sauce. That's what you should do.
I find that very unlikely, Maltese. I think you know as well as I do in this line of work, it pays to keep our personal and our work lives separated, right?
Oh, all right. But you're missing out. If you thought that meatloaf was good, it'd blow your mind.
Let's go over to Mayday. Mayday, you have time to yourself if you need it. What do you do?
I think I have to call Adam.
Okay. You give a call. Phone rings twice, and a voice says, "Oh, thank God!
It's been happening.
What have you been doing?
I
I
told
called you
I
like
was at
12 hours ago.
I was at a conference. You know how hard it is to get a minute to yourself at a conference?
Oh my God! It's like it's really important, though.
Hey, what's happening? What's up?
Okay, I mean a lot of things, but I'll start from the beginning. I lost my job.
Oh.
I got yesterday. They let me go. Something about budget cuts or something like that. But that's not the important part. Okay, here's the important
Sorry
part.
though.
Thank you. Yeah, it's okay. It's fine though, because I got another job offer. Like within a few days, I got an offer from this law firm out in Los Angeles to be like the head of their IT department.
What? I thought you said you just got let go. Like
I did. It was crazy. It was like 2 days, and then I got this phone call. It must have been like from a headhunter or something like that. And they called me up. It's some law firm that's called oh shoot, I have to look it up. There it is. He says, anyways, I'm going to look it up right now. But they sort of gave me a call and they said, yes, we can offer you a position. We're very interested in talking to you, but you need to be out here this weekend, which is tomorrow. I need you to watch my cat.
this is what you've been calling me all day about?
Yeah. I told you it's really important. I mean, you know how Petunia gets. If Petunia doesn't get her medicine in the evenings, she can be impossible to deal with. And I can't leave her here by herself. I mean, with some people that would be it, but this law firm, it's called Keys, Norris, Ingalls and Grant. If I'm gonna get this job, I need to leave tomorrow. And can you come back?
Adam, I'm all the way out in Boston.
Okay.
We drove up here.
Oh shit! If you could fly back, I'll reimburse you for the plane ticket. What about your husband?
I can see if Sam would be able to go back, but I don't think I can pull that off right now.
You can't talk to Sam?
What?
You pull it off like, oh, you can't come back. I mean, I'll take Sam if I can get him, but this is a huge job.
So I'm sorry, this is all happening so fast. You said you just got let go. Were you
2 days
applying
ago,
for a
and
job?
then today I got this offer. It was this morning they called.
Did you apply for this job?
Well, no, but I've got a reputation in the IT world. People know who I am. They've been talking.
You didn't apply, and you're hearing from a job across the country that they're going to have you move for?
I mean, I looked it up. This is a legitimate place. This is a real thing. It's not like some weird scam.
Listen, I trust your computer ability, but just be careful. Making a big move like that for a company you haven't even interviewed with, you haven't... Are you sure you have to go this weekend?
Yeah. I mean, unless you want me sleeping on your couch.
Place is empty. If you need it right now.
That was me. I was trying to say I need this job. Can you just talk to Sam about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just be careful.
Yeah, of course.
Weird things happen in the world.
What?
I know you got your own stuff. Like, I know you're good with computers. I know people know about you, but that happened really fast.
I know, but good things happen sometimes too. I mean, it could be just a good thing happening.
Yeah. Listen, congrats. I'll talk to Sam about it. Okay?
Thank you. Oh, what a relief. Okay, great. Did you hear that, Petunia? Hangs up the phone.
I feel like I probably took this in like my rental car before I drove back to the hotel. So I'll probably I probably pulled over to take it. I probably sit there for a few minutes and kind of, can I do a little bit of research on this company? Because, like, I don't know. I never got handed a job in real life. I don't know if this is like a thing that actually happens.
Sure. I mean, if you just want to look this place up on your phone, on the internet, that's probably the best you can do for right now, unless you get to like a PC or a laptop or something like that. But yeah, you look up this this law firm. It is called, again, Keyes, Keyes, Norris, Ingalls, like Laura Ingalls Wilder, and Grant.
Mm-hmm.
And it's based in Los Angeles. Appears to be a very powerful firm with about 40 people on staff. They deal with all sorts of different clients. It doesn't say, like, it's very it has this kind of like, they're not explicit about, of course, who their clients are or anything like that, but it has phrases like representing some of the most important people in the Los Angeles area, blah blah blah, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay.
That sort of thing.
I'll kind of look at it like I can't see anything wrong with it. So I'll start driving back to my hotel.
Okay. There you go. Drive on back.
Mm-hmm.
Maple. So you come back. You're the one who's carrying a lot of stuff. Maple must have a big bag.
Yeah, I would have. I've decided that when I was like Maple had some stuff. She's got like a carpet bag.
Mm-hmm. She's got like most of the stuff on the murder board in Roll20. She has all that stuff. She's also got that cell phone, that big brick phone, and she has the stuff from the wall in the Dorchester house, the writing. I just picture her like going back to her room and just pulling this stuff out.
Yeah, she'll lay it down. I mean, note again that was established in the first one, where she's staying at, where other people are staying at, like the motels sort of thing. Yeah, she is staying in a safe house.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
So she has her own safe house. And there will be set up, like, there'll be a computer set up with, like, she's got all the redundancies for, like, the routers and things like that, the stuff that she can't be traced back to where she is.
Nice. Okay. What does she do?
Well, she's going to lay all that stuff out, and she's going to make some calls. The first call she's going to do is to, hopefully somebody she knows is the lab tech, because she wants to get that blood tested.
Sure. So she uses a burner phone, an untraceable phone, right? I figure that's how she operates.
Yeah.
Roll me a bureaucracy check.
Okay. Hopefully I put
just to see if she can sort of navigate her way to people who owe her favors and whatnot.
I failed by 1. Can I use a hero point?
You absolutely can. You've got plenty that haven't been used.
I will use a hero point. Sweet. There we go. Much better.
Much better. You get an old friend of yours who you've worked with before, and they're currently in Boston. So they say, "Yeah, sure, drop it off. I can take a look." And what are you looking for exactly?
I want you to check out. I know that most of our agents have got. Wait, sorry. Is this person a Delta Green friendly?
Let's say yes.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that was a good roll. You know how most of our agents are on file. I want to see if that blood type matches any of the 3 that were missing.
I can get you the blood type in 24 hours. It's going to take me a few days if you want like a DNA matching.
If you can get me DNA, I would love that. I'm not sure if there's any on this stuff, but but if you can get me it, I'll appreciate it. But the blood type is important because at least then I can narrow it down if it even belongs to the people that I'm looking for.
Okay, but just to be clear, once I do this, I don't owe you the money from the horse races.
No, we're square. This is more enough. In fact, I technically owe you 1,000 for the next horse race.
All right, deal.
Got it. Thanks, sweetheart.
Set that up.
Yep.
Next call.
Yes. The next call that she wants to make is if she can get a contact. Let's see. I want to get a contact in who's been working in it would be like case files. I want to get in contact with somebody case files, in particular for the case back in '95.
Excellent.
Because I want to cross-check for the name Mosby.
Excellent. So you, I'll need another bureaucracy roll, and this one is going to be at a -10.
Right.
Because Delta Green is a little bit tighter than your friend at the lab.
Success?
Juicy. You get in touch with a friend, and they answer the phone, and they say hello.
Ooh, actually, this might be a good time for Agent Marzipan. Now you're saving that one for later? You're
No,
saving
that
that
works.
one for later.
No, I don't think Marzipan's still with Delta Green, right? Did she retire?
She probably retired. She's not as old as Maple, but she's probably pretty old. Never mind. No Marzipan.
Let's say it's just some young up and comer who you knew from the communications field. Wasn't a handler, but handled a lot of the calls. So when they answer the phone, they're used to answering the phone going code, and the person says a code over the phone, to validate them. But this is their personal phone. So like, hello.
Hey, doll, it's Maple.
Maple, what are you doing calling me? I told you not to call me on this number.
I forgot what the current code is.
Oh, it's Bravo Mike Tango.
All right, she jots it down on the thing. All right, sorry. Well, since I already have you on your personal line, you might as well do me a solid.
Oh my God, should I? Okay, I'm on a secure line. Is that important? Am I going to be glad that I'm on a secure line?
Oh yeah, you are. I mean, I made sure I called you on the phone. I know that it's a secure line. Come on.
Okay, well, what's up?
All right, I need you to take a look at the '95 case.
Which case?
Sorry, what would be the name for that one?
The name for that one was Operation Alice.
Operation Alice. I need you to look at Operation Alice for me.
Okay. The one from 95 in New York with MCell?
Yeah, that one. The one that went FUBAR.
Yeah, I can look through it. What are you looking for?
I need you to find me a cross-check for a Mosby.
Cross-check Mosby. Can I ask why?
The name came up, and seeing as that case is real.
Whoa. The name came up where? Under what? What are you doing?
Is this somebody that I would feel comfortable giving this information to?
Yeah.
Okay. Then she'll be straight with them about it, being like, look into some people. Closed door case. People go missing, locked door. Pretty odd. But see, in the guest logs, a Mosby showed up.
Oh.
And that name, pretty certain that name had something to do with the '95 case.
Okay, but really quick, what case are you on now?
Do we have a name for this one?
This is Operation India Moon.
India Moon. Sorry, I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah, you would have gotten that from Exeter.
Okay, I'll say that one then.
And she says, hold on. And you get put on hold. And then
Girlfriend Ipanema
goes walking again. She picks back up. And I'm going to use my sound effect just because it's fun. She says, who's your handler?
Exeter.
She is silent for a moment. And you said Operation India Moon?
Affirmative.
Maple, we don't have an operation by that name.
Fuck. I was kind of hoping that wasn't the case.
You said Exeter.
Yep.
Have you been in contact with Agent Vega?
Vega, no.
What about Venus?
No one with the V, just the one guy with the E.
And you're in Boston.
Yep. Dorchester House.
Right. No word from this Agent Vega, right?
Nope.
And this is a secure line?
Yep, I'm in one of my safe places.
You're telling me you haven't had any contact with Michael Whitwer?
Michael Whitmer?
Whitwer.
I don't recognize the name in my notes, so I don't think so.
I came back in time just to hear Michael Whitwer.
Maple, I'm gonna have to run this up the ladder.
Alright, that's fine.
Whatever you do next, use caution. We have no record of an Operation India Moon. And I don't know. I'll get back to you. Can I use this number?
Yeah, you can use it. It'll be active for another 2 days. Then I'm gonna have to switch to a new one.
All right. Be
Wait,
careful.
before you head off though.
Yeah.
When talking to the bigwigs, mention that the reason why this case got tied in with the 95 is Abigail Wright.
She pauses and says, okay, I'll pass it along. Yeah, I'll be in touch.
Thanks.
She hangs up the phone, and I think Maple gets this. Well, first of all,
Secret.
Maple gets a pit in her stomach.
Actually, as a player, I've already got fucking chills.
You've been doing this for a long time. I would imagine this is the first time that it's been that you've been on a case that seemed to be fabricated or something's wrong.
I think I want to say this isn't the first time she's come into something like this. Now, not her personally, because she's done the information for, she's been the go-between for other Delta Green agents. So I kind of want to say, this has happened once before, and it probably didn't go well, would be my guess.
Probably not. Do you have any other work you want to do?
Unless anyone can think of anything else that Maple should take care of, that she could, considering she has all this stuff on her. But, the only thing I can think of is if I can do a more in-depth search for this Bryce character. Anything like police records, maybe? See if he's going under a different name.
We'll do that later. We'll do that off screen.
That's fine.
Let's go over to.
Yeah, let other people have their chance. Maple out.
We got one more person. It's Margin. Margin, you get back to the motel.
No.
Where you go?
No, I don't want to. I don't want to do that.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm being dramatic. I'm just scared going last. Okay.
You get back to the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how do you plan to spend your evening?
Okay. I'm gonna trust my instinct because behind the scenes, everybody, I've been messaging Colin, screaming about my personal theories, and it's Delta Green. We have to dip into the supernatural. So I am going to try to, and I'm going to issue like a trigger warning for this. I'm going to try to push myself to the brink.
Okay.
I'm going to do something, some way, somehow to make myself go to that stage, because when I go to the brink, there is a there's something that my character does. Like there's like actually a systematic tool. So I want to try to tap into the occult, and I think the only way that Margin knows how is to like almost kind of like break herself.
Ooh. And what does that look like?
For her, at least the one that she recognizes the most and has been the most successful, is I think she's going to go take a bath.
Okay. She gonna pull a mythic here?
Who's that?
I don't know.
Some bloke.
I'm fool.
Okay, so you draw yourself a bath.
Mm-hmm.
The water's running.
Mm-hmm.
You have some stuff out. You know, you sort of got your room like arranged the way you want it. And while you're doing that,
I think there's like candles. It's 2015. Yeah. There's crystals. All of the like 2 hookies that my psychic has sold me, they're all laid out.
So you are, you know, preparing to push yourself into this sort of occult space in whatever way that is.
Mm-hmm.
And as you are putting away the clothes that you wore that day, in the pocket of one of your jackets, you feel this crinkling, and you reach in the pocket and you realize that there's a little piece of paper in the pocket. It's that note that Ed Wist was trying to give to you.
Oh yeah.
And he must have slipped it in there when you weren't paying attention.
Okay. I'm going to read it.
Okay. Well, you take it out and you read it. I'm going to put it into your journal.
Oh, God.
But you can also just sort of, I'll read it out loud as well for anybody who wants it. It says the following. How did you find me? I thought you had left. In any case, they're still here at night.
What?
Odd. It's definitely Ed's handwriting. Strange. How did you find me? I thought you had left. In any case, they're still here at night. Sort of throws a wrench in your plans. And then there's a knock at the door.
I'm going to go stand by the door and I'm going to say, hello?
DoorDash.
What?
DoorDash for Leanne Cooley?
I didn't order anything.
I mean, it's not a big deal to me, but I mean, it's perfectly good calamari. I don't want it to go to waste.
gonna
I'll just
throw the open
leave it.
door. I'm gonna throw open the door and try to snatch it out of the person's hand.
You snatch it.
Yeah.
This is poor college kid.
Wait!
Ah!
It's all based on your phone, right? It's all based on your phone. Give me.
No,
Who ordered this?
I don't know. It was.
Give me your phone!
He gives you his phone. No roll necessary.
I want to see the number associated with the order.
There's just a number. It doesn't have a name.
Mm.
Roll me. It's got an area code.
Good. Okay.
It is not one that you immediately recognize.
Okay.
If you want, you can remember it or look it up, or
Yeah.
if you think of a role that would work here, you can do that.
I don't think I would memorize area codes unless I'd lived in them.
Probably
No. I guess. Trying to figure out what role would be associated with this.
I mean, you could just look it up on a computer roll.
Okay, then yeah, I'll
You
do that.
could, I mean, you could just use it in ×5 to see if you happen to know it.
I'll look it up. I think
Okay.
Margin has a smartphone, so she'd catch
Mhm.
the area code and some of the numbers and at least like look that up. So I'll do that.
You look it up.
I failed.
Okay. You failed at your computer roll?
Mhm.
Gosh. For you, I would imagine that means that the Wi-Fi in the hotel just isn't working.
Yeah.
You can't get
Which
a
like
signal.
is so typical of cheap hotels. God. Ugh.
Mhm.
God. Ugh.
Make a note to maybe look it up again later.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty easy to do, but frustrating. The guy is still standing there. The DoorDash guy.
What, do you want a tip?
On my phone?
I start digging out like physical cash to
Okay.
throw at
He
this
does not
DoorDash
stop you.
guy.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I shove like a 20 in his hand.
Do you give him his phone back?
Yeah, that too.
Okay. He takes it. He says, thank you. And he leaves. Inside the bag is calamari.
Only calamari?
Yeah. From the Gateway Bridges restaurant.
Yeah. The Gateway Bridges restaurant.
Local Mediterranean place.
Mm-hmm. Unique napkins.
Hmm. This calamari is hot, though. It's not from a microwave.
Okay, then I'll eat it.
Eat it. Do you go through with your occult plan, or do you settle for calamari?
Just some calamari and the occult. You know.
No, I feel like I feel like putting in calamari into my occult ceremony would call a power that I don't necessarily want.
Those are the kind of tentacles you don't want to mess with.
That's how
Yeah.
you get Cthulhu. You want to get Cthulhu? This is how you get Cthulhu.
How about we
Yeah.
leave it there?
Yeah, I think
And we'll
I
see. There's other chances here, but I like that kind of that whole interaction and the note kind of upset the plans.
yeah, exactly. That's
Now
what I'm
the
saying.
vibe's
Like, I
off.
don't think it's gonna happen. Like, it's like, okay, well, this is the sign. I'm not meant to do this. God, I go in embarrassed. I blow out all the candles. I sit on my bed. I'm like, fuck this.
How did you find me? I thought you had left. In any case, they are still here at night. So we see Margin seated on her bed in a robe, eating calamari out of a styrofoam container, dabbing her face with those paper napkins that say GBR on them. And the note lying there next to her. As always, giving more questions than answers. That's where we'll end tonight's session because we've been going late. We had a lot of wrap-ups today. So we'll be back next week. Our friend Liv won't be here with us next week. she'll be off on some occult adventure. But the rest of us will be here to do more investigation. Will we go back to the Dorchester? Will we go looking for Richard Bryce? Will we go looking for somebody else? Who knows? I would also add that Maple at the end of today uncovered some stuff that's pretty upsetting and weird. So that will take some looking into as well. I've been your handler. I'm Doc Rimbo. I'm Doc Rimbo on Twitch, Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads, everything else. And I'm so glad that you've been here. Thank you to everyone in chat for hanging out. Let's go around. We're going to make it real quick tonight just because we're over time and we all need to sleep. So let's go in reverse order. From where we started, which I think starts with Cyberella. Cyberella, where can we find you online, and where can we see your cool drawings from tonight's game? Which kill me just every time that we're having this game, and then just like there is a goofy ass picture in the chat, and I lose it.
I have 2 more to finish too.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
Yeah. Okay. So you can find me on my Twitter and my Blue Sky as Cyberella Draws. On my Tumblr, I'm Sootchild because I am not consistent. And otherwise, as far as finding me in other places, you don't. I'm only here. So see you next week.
Good. We have a Monopoly Agent Monopoly. My Maple moment for tonight, not surprising anyone, was the comment about finger banging. And which absolutely slaughtered me. And I adore you, and I adore Maple. So thank you for being here.
Well, thank you.
Let's up to Liv. Liv.
Yes.
I think the thing that really stuck out to me tonight is that you did such a great job of playing Margin's disassociation, her fugue state up.
Oh,
tonight you had those moments where you just tuned out, and you did it so well.
I promise I wasn't actually personally tuned out. I feel like at some point people were like, wait, is Liv not paying attention?
Liv okay?
I've been paying attention. I promise.
I just love that. That makes total sense for this character. I'm sorry that I ruined your occult party with some weird shit at the end.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. It's okay. I don't think we needed to see Margin drown herself, but I do think we needed to know that Margin would go that far. You know what I mean?
Agreed. I think that's awesome. And I think it's an awesome throwback to the first season too, and a good connection, but also a good insight into her character.
Also, the secret's out.
It is for people paying attention, but you'll be surprised how many people don't pay attention.
No, that's fair.
And I still want a big reveal from Margin.
Hi, I'm Liv. This is what I'm doing this month. But there's some things cooking in the background, you know? Sometimes we cook, sometimes things are on the back burner. So when I have more solid dates to talk about things and announce things, I will. But if you're thinking like, oh my god, she's so annoying and so cute, I want her on my screen all the time, I got you.
Good. I do want you. I want everyone in this cast on my screen all the time.
Agree.
Thank you. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Have a good week off. And who knows what happens to Margin next week? We'll see. But she'll come back swinging, I'm sure.
Nothing bad is going to happen to her whatsoever.
Oh, Colin, my love, my darling. I had a couple. But there was one where it was way towards the beginning, so I'm stretching my memory, where you did a human check on Margin, and then failed, and said something like you proposed the reason she was acting strange as a mistake into your next dialogue of role. You said, like, I could tell she was upset about this thing, which wasn't the thing she was upset about. I loved that.
Oh yeah.
But even more than that, the absolute Judas heel turn of Matt Miller was brutal and perfect in every way. So thank you for that.
Yeah, that was weird, but I wanted to set him up in such a way that he would be as discredited as possible if he said something. So, but man, I felt so bad as I was doing it. I felt like a piece of shit, and then I felt even worse when I saw Liv's face when I did it, because Liv looked so mad at me when I talked to that nurse. That was.
It was what Magnolia would have done, though.
It's what he would have done. What he was trying to talk to. He's so stilted, emotionally stilted. But what he was trying to talk to Maltese about was that he felt bad about it, really, but he just couldn't make it. He felt guilty, but he can't. He was having trouble making those words come out.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Colin. This is what I do. I have nothing else going on. I only have one final thing to say, which is that my friend Turk over here probably thought that I didn't notice that he is so in character as a diehard New York Mets fan that I, being a lifelong fan of the New York Metropolitan Baseball Club, have noticed that Turk is currently... You might notice the Mets logo. That's easy. What you might not know is that Turk is wearing a shirt of the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, the Double-A minor league affiliate of the New York Mets. That is a deep fucking cut that you are wearing across your chest, and I love it.
It's pretty good.
Just make out already. Oh my god.
Well, let's get through the outros first.
Hey, first.
Lee,
I'm just gonna draw something.
let's go up to Turk. Turk,
Hey.
I love you. You flexing for Gale about these guns was amazing. And I also liked that interaction both times. It was great. And I'm glad you're back.
I'm very glad to be back. It's always super fun. Everyone here is incredible, and it's, I'm sad every time I miss it, but I swear it's only for the best reasons. I am Turk, or Turk accented, if your doctor, who of course you've spoken to at some point during this game, has approved you to do so. And if you want to see more of me and the things I do, then you of course catch me this Sunday with the kickoff of the next season of Nova. Even though we're not playing Nova anymore, we're playing something different. It's Death in Space, but
Continuing saga.
yeah, the continuing saga of those fools. Should be a good time. And then on Wednesday, it will be Call of Cthulhu, where it's my little caravan of Cthulhu that I run over there. We're going to be playing None More Black, which should be fun. It features MIT and, cool college drugs. And then, of course, next Thursday, I'll be here. So be sure to tune in, and there'll be so many more shows to talk about coming into October. Including a chance for you to scare me on stream on purpose, which should be fun. Should be fun for everybody.
Turk, are you okay?
I'm gonna be fine. I've really built up this persona as someone who is cool, and that moment, it's gonna dissolve. It's gonna fade away real fast, like sugar and water. But I'll be fine. I'll be strong. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, buddy. Love you. Oh, Lonnie. I felt so bad because the car chase kind of fizzled out right out of the gate with some bad rolls.
Where was the woo-woo light?
Where was the woo-woo light? And actually, the woo-woo light was one of my favorite moments of the evening. So thank you for the woo-woo light. And I love that it kept coming back. It was a great running joke. Lonnie, what do you have going on?
Honestly, right now, this is what I got, and I'm really excited to be a part of it. So, that's really all I got to plug. Just make sure you come back, and everyone that did mention other things they're doing, make sure you support those people too.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Also, if you haven't joined the Lost Caravan Discord, please do so. We've got a little Delta Green channel set up now in game chat where I'm going to just make Cyberella post all the drawings, and people can share their conspiracy theories about what the crap is going on now that the group has word that maybe they're not on a case. So just sort of deal with that and come visit us there. Also, stay tuned to Lost Caravan for some amazing things. We are going to do a raid. We're going to raid Critical Misses. They're playing Capers. So everyone stick around and say hi from us, and we will see you back here same time next week. until then, get your woo lights checked. Get your woo lights checked. Bye.
Woo woo.